All right, I'm live. I'm live. Is it going? Good, it's going. Okay, I got time today. I got time today. I got it all worked out. Give me something to drink while I'm at it. Okay, so let me start here. Let me start here. I gotta make sure I got my charger. This is gonna be a long one. Today, I am introducing the idea of the green pill. Now, I don't know. I haven't done no research to see. I know they got a pill in every goddamn color, right? They got pink pill, right? They got pink pill. I think that's something about women hating men or some shit or whatever. I don't know. They got a whole bunch of different pills. I haven't looked to see if there is a green pill. But because of Freaky Keke, I picked the color green. Because of Freaky Keke. Now, I don't know who exactly came up with this concept. I don't know. I'm very interested. And I saw the genius in it, and I immediately it resonated with me. I said, "What the fuck is this?" Right? So I've been all over the internet. I'm like, "This is brilliant. This is fucking brilliant. Who did this?" It'll always be a mystery, okay? But Freaky Kiki, what an appropriate name, Kiki. Right? I'm gonna be in my bathroom because I'm cleaning the bathroom while I'm talking. I got the door open, so hopefully it won't be as much what do you call it, echo. But Freaky Kiki, who came up with this brilliant ass concept? That's what I want to know. Who came up with this shit? And as I looked at it, I said, wow, wow. And if you look at it, what you'll see is it's essentially a woman and she has no color. I was looking at that because at first I thought Kiki was supposed to be a black woman. But I saw she's like green. Her color is green. And that's very intentional because there is no human being that's green. So Kiki is universal. She's universal. She could be any woman, right? And I started thinking about it. And I said, the way that her story is going down, Kiki is telling the story and the nature of what? Of women. That's what Kiki essentially is. She is telling the story and the nature of women. The shit is brilliant. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody who wants to look into it. I don't know who came up with this concept, but it's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. It's genius. So Freaky Kiki, she represents universal women. She represents what a lot of people call feminism, gynocracy, or what I'm gonna call the nature of women. They gave it a term, feminism, right? I don't know where that came from, honestly. Feminism. I'm gonna say the nature of women. That's what I'm gonna say. The nature of women. Let me rearrange some things in this bathroom a little bit while I'm talking so I can keep it charged while I move. So I'm gonna talk about the nature of women today. And I got it on a I'll be paying attention to the comments. I was gonna do it as a live stream, but I said, what you call it. But I said, you know what, I don't wanna get off track 'cause I got some specific points to make about the nature of women. So I'll be looking at the chat. I got it on a what do you call this thing? I got it on a tripod. But that's what we're gonna talk about today. The green pill. Yeah. And I gotta give the perspective because let me take the no. I think it'll work while I'm moving. I think I can get to the laundry room without a problem. Let me grab my cleaning products. I think I can do this. I can explain the nature of women. I think I'm qualified. I've been living long enough. You know what I'm saying? I've been living long enough to be able to explain it and I can give it a good go. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm qualified. I think I can do it. All these different fucking bottles, man. Okay, I think I got enough cleaning products. Did I get everything? Yeah. So I can do it. I have enough knowledge, enough information, enough experience. And that's the funny thing. You can't really get information and knowledge from 20-year-olds, right? Because they ain't lived long enough. They don't know. They might be um, arrogant and assuming, but they don't have a lot of experience. You have to have lived a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You have to live a little bit to have any real knowledge and knowledge that's guided by experience. So I would say to a certain extent that a lot of real shit is gonna come from people who are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Okay. All right. I think I got everything. So this character, Freaky Kiki, to me, she represents every woman, potentially any woman, because we're not actually given. Let me see. Let me see how many points. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 points that I'm gonna make. Is that shit? It's not even. Okay, let me make sure it's charging. I got 10 points I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna just flow. And I'll look over and see if anybody has any comments as I go. Wait a minute. Why isn't this charging? Okay, let me try. Okay, there it is. Charging. Hey, what's up, Gabe? Hey. And this is gonna probably be a little brutal because it's gonna be a little. What should I say? Too honest, maybe. It's gonna be too honest. I'm introducing the green pill today. Good morning. And Freaky Kiki is she's an embodiment of the possibility of what all women's nature is. She's a clue to that. And I will say this: it's kind of brutal because it may not be something that other women would like to hear, you know. But I'm just being straight up objective. Fuck all the emotions. Fuck trying to say shit that sounds right. I'm gonna be honest based on my experience and things I've seen and things I perceive about the nature of women, the true nature of women. Okay. And of course there are always exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, women, we are a very wild, okay, can I say that word? We are a very wild gender. And I think that that's why so much energy has been spent to control women. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that you see or you think you see or you perceive, the things that men desire in women, that's based on the structures that men have tried to create to tame the wild nature of women. We are actually pretty fucking wild. Okay, if we're honest, women are naturally wild, and that's why I believe we're wild and very, what's the word, determined. We have a very strong nature. We're born like that. And I've had to have a daughter for me to watch and see the nature. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could have organically understood the nature of women without having had a daughter and knowing what influences I have given to her and what I haven't. To be able to tell that I have blocked out and removed certain things from her, and then I see certain character traits develop, particularly manipulation, organic as fuck, hard will, strong will, natural, will not be broken. If you have a daughter, if you've ever raised a girl, you know this to be true. So I'm going to talk about the nature of women today. I'm giving the green pill. The green pill. And I give it green because I'm looking at Freaky Kiki. All right. So first and foremost, I'm going to start off with the natural nature of women. I got 10 points. I'll go over them very briefly. Women are manipulative. Women are magical. We have an intuitive intelligence. Women have a spiritual and ethereal connection to the world. Women have compassion and love. that a lot of people call maternal. That's true. Women are bound to our senses. Women are violent. Women are highly sexual, hypersexual. Women are hypergamous. That's the word they've assigned to it. I'm going to call it squirrelish. Women are naturally feminist based on our strong nature, and women are tribal. I'm going to go through all of these for the green pill. Let me see what Gabe said. I have two daughters. This is going to be a preview for me. Yeah, you've probably seen a lot of this already. Are they not strong willed? Men believe that women are weak and women are easy to bend and submit and all the other shit. Man, please, come on. And I think that's the thing. Men got to stop fighting against the nature of women. Stop fighting it. All these movements, all these different pills trying to rearrange a bitch. If we get down and understand the nature of women, just accept it. Either like it or you don't. So I'm saying some shit today, and I'm being a straight up feminist today. You know, I usually put my feminist on the back burner. But all women are feminists. That's the truth of us. We're all fucking feminists. We're all strong willed. We all have the same nature. We just hide it better. That's all. We hide it because we are what? Manipulative. If you don't take anything from me today of what I'm saying, women are strategists, master strategists. We are highly, highly manipulative. Everything goes back to manipulation. It's our very nature. It is the thing that helps us to survive. We are manipulative. What you see is not what you get. Not always with us. Okay? We're calculated. We say and do things with intention. And I'm not saying manipulation like we're bad. Okay? You can use your manipulation, but we are masters. You can use it for good. No doubt. We do use it for good, right? A woman's smile. Y'all know that. Women's smile. It's intentional manipulation. I talked about that the other day. I said I walk around with a resting bitch face. And I said because I'm married. It's intentional. I, in of myself, know that if I walk around looking mad with a mean mug on my face, looking like I got an attitude, I am naturally going to make other men know, don't bother me. It's a form of manipulation. I can go into the public and manipulate just with my body language, right? So what I'm saying is that the nature of women is we are naturally manipulative. Everything we say, everything we do, every outfit we put on, every choice we make, as it relates to our bodies, as it relates to our walk, our talk, it's all manipulation. When we put on things that make us more attractive, it's all manipulation. Let me see. You said, nah, women are strong will. You said, nah, women are strong will. Even at 3 and 20 months. I just I just give in if it's not the significant thing. Right. And that's what we do as women. That's why it's a combination of things. And that's what we learn. And I think in the management they call it shit testing. That's all women do, shit test all day long. What can I do? What can I get away with? What can I control? How can I be most in control of myself and my circumstances? We are always manipulative. We are always trying to rearrange the situation, circumstances, and people in order to get the desired outcome. That's all we do, day and night. We are master manipulators. I have to give men credit. Men are very simple uh, characters. Men are very simple. When they say is what they mean, right? They say what they mean. Men are very simple in their communication. This is this and that's that. And that's it. It's simple. What he said is what he meant. That's not how women work. And that's why people say, oh, I can't communicate with women because they talk. We talk in multiple layers. And some of us are not as good at manipulation as others. We imitate something we don't understand. That's true too. All right, let me read the next comment. Yeah, women are definitely strong-willed. He said, even with my wife, I let things go and let her see the results of her decisions. Yeah, I always have a plan. Oh, right, right, right. And see, that's the thing. You've learned the nature and how to work with the nature, right? And I think that's the key. Men and women have to learn to work with each other's nature. You got to recognize the nature. But a lot of people don't recognize the nature. So I'm going to go into the manipulation. And so I remember as a girl, and that's what I'm going to say, women, we learn to manipulate. We learn, and what does manipulate mean? It means I want to change, rearrange, or create. I want to change, rearrange, or create my desired outcome. And that's why I say women are strong willed. You can think a bitch don't have an agenda. We always got an agenda. This is what drives our manipulation. And I don't want you to think, anybody who's listening, that when I say manipulation, I'm talking about something negative. When I say manipulation, I mean we want to change, rearrange, or create the desired outcome that fits into our agenda. Women are very agenda oriented. We are very, very agenda oriented. A woman always has an agenda. If you see a woman without an agenda, you that's a lost bitch. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's a weak ass woman. If you see any woman who has no agenda, so all these women running around here with the pick me shit. Oh, I just wanna go along with whatever he says. She's lying. She's fucking lying. That's fake. And see, that's what I'm saying. Women will try the best to hide these things I'm talking about because we want to conform. That's a way of survival. It's another form of manipulation. Hiding, right? Hiding and putting your true agenda and your true nature away. That's still a form of manipulation. I'm pretending to be submissive, right? That's still a form of manipulation. They got covert shit going on. What you see is not what the fuck you get. And we've seen that in history, right? We've seen these women, oh, just like what happened to the black man? What's his name? Fucking Shay Shay. Shay Shay. Perfect example. Y'all see, you listen to her voice, you heard that? That's all I heard, manipulation. Shannon Sharp. Put this and put that and why are you treating me like this? All that whining and crying, all them tears and that bullshit. All women, we heard it. That bitch manipulative. That bitch is manipulative. She manipulating that nigga. She using sex and she using her white status. She manipulating the fuck out of him. How old is that girl? 18, 19 years old? Master manipulator. And men fall for it every time. He thought she was so submissive because he gets to fuck the shit out of her. He thought because he can put her on a flight at any time. He had no idea what kind of fucking manipulative monster he was dealing with. Okay? Men cannot fucking see it. That's part of manipulation. So she's master manipulating and got how much money? She manipulated society, public opinion. She manipulated that bank account. She manipulated that bank account. Let me say it again. She manipulated that bank account. She got paid. And look at how much he lost. Master manipulation. Manipulation can come in good and it can come in bad. Women can manipulate your ass to success. That's why a lot of men love being with women. I'm going to talk about that too. The muse. I've been a muse before. A manipulative woman can be a muse to a man and take him to his higher heights. So it ain't nothing negative here. A woman can manipulate the positivity in a man, make him feel so strong and powerful. They call it a Shakti. She takes his energy to the next level. The things that she says out of her mouth, her words are magic. They feed his soul. He transcends any possibility he ever thought. He becomes brave and strong because of what she says. This is magical. This is something women have. Women, you have to behold the power a woman has by how she can help and support a man. That's why they say we want women to be helpmeets. They try to act like it's an absolute role. It's not. It's a gift. It's part. This is the green pill. That shit is not old, and most men don't get it. A lot of women don't hand their magic over. I don't care how long they known you. I don't care if you got a ring or not. That magic, that's given. And it's a sacred thing. It's a sacred thing. It's not given easily. Let me say that. You can get sex quicker than you get magic from a woman. Okay? But back to the manipulation. So I'm gonna go with manipulation, then I'm gonna go with magic and intuitive intelligence. I'm giving y'all the raw nature of women. So we are by birth naturally manipulative. I know that we are strong-willed. We want to change, rearrange, and create the desired outcomes that set into our agenda. We always have an agenda. Women have an agenda. You'll not come across many women who don't have a fucking agenda. Okay? They either dumb or they playing games and lying if they say they don't have no fucking agenda. One of the two. She either dumb or she lying. Those are the only two options. If a woman says she don't have her own fucking agenda, I don't care what it looked like. She got her own agenda. Trust me now. Trust me, I don't give a fuck what it looks like. A woman has her own damn agenda, and she's always working her agenda. I'm not comparing and contrasting the men. I'm talking about women today. Just women. The true nature women. All these dudes with the red pill, this and they think they got to figure it out. They don't. They don't. And I'm not using anything from anywhere else. I'm going to go off of what I know. So you may say, oh, well, they say this, I don't know. But I'm telling y'all, speaking universally on what I've seen. What I've seen. So from birth, we have this natural agenda. And anytime you have an agenda, something you want, something you desire, you know. And that's the thing, it's always changing with women. We always have a changing agenda. It's always changing, and only we know what it is. Only a woman knows what her current agenda is. She has multiple layers of an agenda. We have long-term agendas, short-term agendas. I don't care what it looks like. All women have an ongoing agenda that is constantly changing and rearranging, depending on the current circumstances. Always. Is the agenda evident? Not necessarily. Will a woman tell you what her agenda is? Not necessarily. Probably not, actually. Do we really want to be that fucking honest? I don't think so. Sometimes being honest like that doesn't benefit you. You know what I'm saying? So keeping your agenda to yourself, that may be part of the manipulation too. We are always scheming, thinking ahead, trying to figure out how to change, rearrange, and create the desired outcome. So let's start off with babies. Babies are learning the world. So I'm basing a lot of this on the nature of a baby girl going into age. How do we get to a Shannon Sharp situation, age of 18, master manipulator? How do we get there? And the girl was good. She used every tool that she could. The girl was good. Okay? She was good. Master manipulator. So a baby girl is naturally going to have her own agenda at the youngest age. Babies, for the most part, if we think about it, they just trying to survive. But I will tell you that the girl child is learning something different. She's learning something different along the way. She's paying attention because her survival depends on it. Her survival depends on her ability to get everything she needs most of the time. A boy child is definitely trying to survive. I'm not saying he isn't. But a woman has a different checkoff list. A female has a different checkoff list. She has some skill sets that she needs to hone and craft that the male child doesn't. So early on, her brain is taking notes. When I cry, how quickly do they come? Right? How responsive are people to me when I have needs? These are the things a girl is taking note of. A baby boy, he's just gonna cry. He figure I cry, somebody comes. But we're looking at how long. We're looking at a different level. A girl's brain is saying, how long is it going to take somebody to come? How quickly can I get, you hear the manipulation? How quickly can I get someone to respond better than that? How can I get more? And that's one thing about women. I'll get to that with hypergamy, the squirrel nature of women. We're always collecting. We have to collect. I don't know what it is about us. I said yesterday, I said, why did I go out to shop? I'm not shopping for, I don't need anything. We're always in the need of collect, 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 collect. We're driven that way. Don't ask me why, I don't know. But we're always in collecting mode. We're always trying to get, right? It's like asking why do certain animals, want to eat another animal? It's the nature. I can't explain that. So when it comes to manipulation, girl babies, we are going to be taking in information on a different level. We're going to be thinking about, how do I cry differently to get a different result? We're constantly experimenting, trying to figure out, what does it take for me to get somebody to come in 10 seconds? Maybe if I cry differently, if I cry louder, maybe if I squeal. That's the type of shit we're going to do. We're paying attention. The devil is in the details. That's what a girl child is going to do, because she has a different natural inclination, different needs, different skill set that she has to hone. She's got to figure out how to get the environment to respond to her according to her own agenda, her needs. So she starts working on stuff like that. So what you will find when you have girls, they have different things they do to get attention. Because that's one of the things we realize. Attention usually brings action, and action can bring outcomes. So girl babies are going to naturally do that. They're going to try to figure out, how can I behave in a certain way, do a certain thing to get a certain result. And we're taking information in and we're using it. This is also one of the things that kids realize, girls particularly. They pick up on it early, early, early. And this is why you'll see, what do they call it? What do they call it? That's a daddy's girl. Where does that come from? Why do girls, young babies, female girl children, why do they have a natural inclination towards their father? Why? I'm going to tell y'all why. Because the manipulative nature of a female understands that the man, the masculine energy, does not perceive what she's doing at all. She can move self. Girl children are taking note on all of that. So what happens is, the girl realizes that, I can get him to move. I can get this man, this father, this daddy in my life. I can get him to move quicker than I can get my mama to move. Mama be looking at me a certain kind of way. When I do certain things for attention, she's reading my shit. She's noticing. And she don't move quick like he does. She don't give in to my shit. That's the truth. So girls become naturally in tune to their fathers. That's an investment. Girls investing their energy into their father is natural, because he is more naturally responsive to her. Women read other women. Females read other females very easily. When my daughter do certain stuff, I look at her and I be like, mm-hmm. And she picks up my mm-hmm. She picks it up. Mm-hmm. I know what you're doing. It don't have to be said. I know what you're doing. You're doing X, Y, Z. Whether it's crying or whining, repeating stuff over and over again, talking too much, I pick it all up because I'm a female. Daddy's not going to pick that up. Daddy's going to give the attention and he's going to give the natural solution. Daddy delivers. Let me say that. Daddy delivers. And girl, children learn that early. Daddy delivers. Do you know when my daughter goes in public? Since she was 3 or 4 years old, she transfers her attention and her ability to get what she wants to manipulate. She transfers that from not only her father, but any black man who even resembles him. She desires his attention. I found it strange. I said, "What is this?" We would go places and the it'd be a black man, and she would say that that's a black man like my dad. Okay. And as soon as she get close, she couldn't wait. As soon as she get close to him, hi, hello. I noticed that particularly women, she don't got no energy for women, not none, especially white women, old white women. Mm-mm. But when she sees black men, she transfers that same attention, affection, and her getting her needs met. She transfers that to all black men. She's still like that. As soon as she sees a black man, hi, how are you? My name is Luna. Hello. She wants to talk to them. She wants to be around them. She doesn't even notice the age difference or anything. She just wants attention, acknowledgement, and she wants a connection. She does it all the time. So that made me realize, I said, okay, she's very clear. She's very, very clear on her preference and what creates that preference. Where does that come from? This is how this is how girls learn to prefer their fathers over their mothers because they realize they've got an edge on the masculine. They realize they can get things done, that they can become more effective and efficient at getting their needs met. They also understand, too, the nature of men. They understand that men can be angry. They understand also that men can provide and men are strong. They're taking note. I notice daddy always buys X, Y, and Z. I notice that daddy brings X, Y, and Z. I notice that the resources come from X, Y, and Z, right? And this is the interesting thing because a lot of this nature of women gets fucked up and discombobulated and confused in society because a lot of girls who don't get the opportunity to engage with men in this father-daughter dance, they never quite see men exactly correct. They never quite see men exactly correct. They don't ever get it right, if you ask me. That bonding between daughter and father, that shit is necessary in order for women to be the best women they can be. I'm talking about quality here. I'm talking about quality. So we, as girls, realize the resources, it seems, in a certain type of households that they come from the father. So naturally, you're getting closer to your goals. When I ask for toys, I notice I always get them from my dad. Or my mom tells my dad, ask my dad, can she have this toy? Are you going to buy it? Da, 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 right? So girls start realizing that the resources, especially if the mother defers to the father, that the resources lie within the father's grip, that he is the sole provider or at least the decision maker. They notice girl children have agendas and they're built to survive off of the ability to manipulate. So who is your real who are you better to invest in, your mother or your father? He's more responsive. He's more yielding. And not only that, you realize too pretty early on that your father has a protective element to him. A protective element. He's strong, right? You see your mother ask him to, he's taller maybe. You see your mother ask him for support. You see her ask for help. When she gets confused and she gets in distress, you paying attention as a girl child. You paying attention as a girl child. When she don't know how to do something or needs help, who does she call? Your mama calls your daddy. And this is why I said, when girls miss out on a father, they're never going to quite be able to perceive men correctly. Fast. So when she sees that not only can mom call on dad for protection and support and other things, decision making, she says, yeah, natural ally. I want to be up under him. And then when she realizes that there's a special softness that she's able to get in this masculine energy that her brother or other people, men, don't get, only she can get, only she can tap into. Particularly if you got a brother, you're going to notice. I can get this and he can't. He talks to me with a different tone. My daddy talks to me different than he talks to other men or other boys or other people. Oh, the girl is noticing everything. She's realizing that she's got a special situation. She's realizing that she's uniquely positioned. She's realizing that she can carve out and keep this relationship that everybody else don't have. Everybody else don't have access. There is something unique about the girl and her father's relationship. I know I at once was a young girl. And I remember my mama don't be paying me no attention. I say something, she like, you don't need it. I look at her, she look at me. Ain't no amount of whining, complaining, no doe eyes, no voice, no tears. None of that shit's gonna work. But you know what I do? I go to my daddy. I learned that. I go to my daddy. Daddy, and I got my voice right. That's manipulation. All girls do it. We got this particular voice. We learn to hone that voice and tap into it. We start using it as girls with our father. And we transfer that same fucking voice, maybe slightly different, evolved in a way, to our what? Men in our life. Husbands. Yeah. Manipulation. We learn how to use our voice. We learn how to use our body language as young girls to show disappointment, to show need, to show compliance, to show surrender, to show defiance. We learn how to use all of our different faculties to get us closer to the agenda, to change, rearrange, and create the desired outcomes that move in line with our agenda. We learn to be manipulative. So we start to, favor our fathers. And mom, you just be like, sometimes she just be in the way. That's how you look at her. Sometimes she just be in the way. So the girls create bonds with their fathers that nobody can break. He appreciates her. He thinks she's cute. That's his baby girl. She's sweet. Everything good about her he sees. He sees very little negative. Mama can see it all. That's that female intuition. We pick up on the nature of our daughters. We pick up on the manipulation. We be like, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Try that smile somewhere else. That shit is not working, okay? But they go over to daddy and say, Daddy, I need this toy. I used to do it. Daddy, I need this. And what do? All of the stuff we're doing is building towards our survival. As girl children, we ask for things. Remember, our nature is to collect shit. Doesn't matter if we need it or not. Our nature is to collect shit. To continue to see if we can always collect shit. I don't know why we're like that. People call it shopping. They call it this. They call it that. We just be collecting shit. It's part of our nature, like a squirrel. Motherfucker is always chasing the goddamn nut. That's just how women are. I tried to fight the shit in myself. I have. I think most logical women have. But it's a thing. It's hard to resist. I'll be honest with you. It's very difficult to resist. I told myself one time, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to spend a whole year living off of all this goddamn different canned goods, food, dry goods, and see how long I can go in a year without really having to go to the grocery store. I said that. But the nature of me as a woman, that shit kicked in. And it was like, that experiment is not getting far. It's not getting far. And most women will fail. Most women will fail at trying to stop collecting shit. So part of our agenda as women, part of our need to manipulate is to attain and fulfill this desire to constantly get some new shit, to collect. We always trying to collect. And that's what you'll find when you get married. Women are always trying to collect some shit. We're never satisfied. It's the nature of us. Don't ask me why. We're never fucking satisfied. It's more and more and more. We want to get more and more. We're never satisfied. Damn, bitch, you just got a damn new necklace last week. I need another one. This one's gold. You like, God damn, when are you gonna be satisfied? Never. That's the truth. Never. Never. It's never gonna be enough. No such fucking thing. Women will never have enough. Let's just say that. That's part of our nature. There's no such thing, no logical thing such as enough. And this is why we bond to our fathers, because we believe that we can always ask and always receive constantly, unimpeded. We also recognize that he has a nature that we don't necessarily want to cross. Our fathers can be mean. Our fathers can be disciplinarians. We realize at some point our fathers can hit hard. We watch them with the hammer. We see the power. We watch him do sport. We see him do some shit. We see him cutting and chopping wood. We see, we see him do shit we don't see our mama do. So we do have a fear of our fathers. We naturally do. We pay attention to all of that as girls. When he gets angry, we see, ooh, that voice, ooh. And we learn early on to avoid his aggressive nature. So that's a whole new level. Not only is he provider, protector, and someone I can go and hide under, right? He's not only someone I can seek all the collecting I need to do with less resistance than this female, this mama that I have here, right? I get less resistance. And when I learn to put my voice just, Daddy, I want this Barbie doll. And we see him, he try to be stoic and shit. That's what we learn. We paying attention. Them little girls be watching everything. They watching the way your mouth move. They watching what you look at. They watching how much attention you give to them. They watch your face soften. Oh, they paying attention to everything. Trust me. I used to manipulate the fuck out of my dad. Daddy. And when we even adjust, when we feel like we're not getting anywhere, we turn it up a notch. Daddy, I need this. We change our voices. Then we start using our body language. Look at what little girls do. We're in tune to everything. You got to answer. We got to respond. You don't even got to say the words. We're looking at you. We're looking at how stoic you are. Are you breaking down yet? Are you coming my way? Let me try this. That's exactly what we do. Manipulating the hell out of everybody. And we be looking at our mom at the side. I hope she be quiet. I don't need her to participate. Just be quiet, please. Go away. And if we're smart little girls, we ask for shit when she ain't around. Okay? Because she'll call. She don't need that. She don't need it. Oh, man. You can get so much money out your daddy. You can get so much shit out your daddy. Girls learn early. We learn early. So what I got to do, I got to change my voice. If worst come to worst, and he's not really paying me no attention, what do I got to do? Body language. I got to go grab his hand. Y'all hear that? She grab your hand. The little girl grab your hand. The little softness of her hand. She grabs your hard, big ass masculine hand. You got this little girl. She just grab your hand, grab your thumb. You done. You done, son. You fucking done. And she squeeze your thumb, and Daddy, but she's squeezing the fuck out your thumb. Then she start pulling and tugging. But she take her foot, go up and down a couple times, stamp her little feet, and you hear a little click clack in her shoes. You're melting. You're fucking done. And then You know what the next move is? You know what the next move is? The next move. She changed her voice. She didn't grab you, made contact. If she grabbed that leg, if she's short enough, and she grabbed that leg, you're fucking done. She grabbed that leg and won't let go, you're done. You fucking done. You're melting. Okay? And when she get desperate, okay, when she get desperate, this is the final and last move. This is the final and last move. She started letting that tear. She started letting that tear. She just let a tear, like them eyes start watering up, and the edge of her lips start going down like a frown. She make that face, and if you don't give in, she just start crying real good. At that point, usually most men give in. Most. They usually don't want. They're so painful. It's so painful for men to see the little girl, the little love of your life, your little baby girl. It's so painful for you to see that tear form in her eye. You know that's coming next. And then her crying, and you got to listen to that shit. Daddy, her face turning all kind of colors, tears going down her face. Her whole body language, she's looking defeated and shit. She's looking deflated, like the whole world is about to end, and all you got to do is give her the fucking toy. All you got to do is give her the fucking toy. Just give the girl the goddamn, you give her the toy. You understand? This don't work on mamas. This does not work on mamas at all. I'm here to tell you. Mama don't care. She don't give a shit about you crying. She know what you're doing. She know what you up to. This is why girls are naturally inclined towards their fathers. They learn through the nature of that relationship how to manipulate men. Physical contact, body language, voice, and engagement and attention. These are the ways that we manipulate men. We are manipulative. We start with our fathers. We master it. We master manipulation with our fathers. Now, women can manipulate you. Of course, always our agenda, our own agendas in mind. Hey, what's up? You said beef and brock. Hey, how you doing? How your mama doing? How everybody doing? I'm cleaning my bathroom. This is a long process, you understand. I got the sinks done. I got the mirrors done. Now, what am I going to do next? Let's see here. I guess I'll do the tub. So, yeah, we learn to manipulate. And so, this is the last part of manipulation. We learn charm. We practice on our fathers. Our survival as women is depending on our manipulation skills. Manipulation is at the heart of the survival of the female. Okay? If you ain't able to manipulate, you ain't gonna be shit. I'm just telling you, your life is gonna be fucking hard. You probably won't survive if you're not good at manipulation. If you want to really look at the quality of a lot of women's lives, I would tie their ability to manipulate, good or bad. And I say good or bad because it's not all bad. The outcomes of a woman's life is probably more than likely in line with her ability to manipulate. This is why I said it puts girls at disadvantage to not have that early practice of father-daughter manipulation relationship. The building blocks of a successful female began in her relationship with her father because that quality, that ability to manipulate, good or bad, to change, rearrange, and create her desired outcomes. It begins then. And without those skills, she's less likely to survive. And the crazy thing is that men, fathers, they actually teach their daughters how to be more manipulative so they can survive. And I guess that's why they say, I guess that's why they say that girl dads are no good. I guess that's why, if we really look at it. Because my daddy gave me the game, right? My daddy gave me the game because he gave me the game because he wanted me to survive and he wanted me to thrive. So he gave me the game. And if a man gives a female, a daughter of his, the game, shit. Important character trait a woman can have for her survival: manipulation. Now, I talked about manipulation to change, rearrange, but let's talk about to create. I think that one of the things that makes women magical is our ability to use our intelligence, our femininity, and I call it femininity because I don't have another word for it, but that female softness, the appearance of femininity, our ability to tap into that is like a battery for men. Okay. In Hindu culture, they call these energies Shakti, feminine energy that has the ability to transform basic shit into something great. They call it Shakti energy. It's like a power up like a battery. And women are magical because we have that naturally. A woman can come into a space and she can be constructive or destructive. A woman can come into a man's life and she can be a constructive or destructive energy. A woman can come in and she is like a tornado. She can rearrange everything around her. Everybody knows this. I've heard men in the manosphere say, I don't want women around because they change everybody's. Y'all are onto something. You're right. It's magical. A woman can walk into the room just in her nature, in and of herself, because she is magical. She's otherworldly. There's something about her. It's a vibration. Some people call it chaos. It can go either way. It can go either way because she has this skill set and she has these particular character traits, physical and emotional. She can change and rearrange everything around her. That's why I like Keke. I like Freaky Keke because she embodies all of those things, all those characteristics, all those traits. I like Freaky Keke. She's everything at the same time. And I think that's one of the things that men don't understand about the nature of women. Women can be everything at the same time. They want to compartmentalize and be like, oh, this woman is a type. No, we're never a type. She's a submissive type. No, we are everything all at the same time. But based on our manipulation and our agenda at the moment, you only get a part that we allow you to see. You understand? I'll get to some of that later when I talk about hypergamy and I talk about sexuality. I have my own thoughts. I don't share a lot. I be arguing with folks about their arguments and stuff they have to say, but I don't share my own thoughts. This is one of the first time I'm sharing my own perspective as a feminist, unabashedly. I'm not holding nothing back. I'm keeping it straight and real. I'm not taking no perspective in mine except my own. None. So what I'm saying, let me get this stuff out this tub. Okay, so what I'm saying right now is that women are magical. We have the ability. We have a form of chaos that we dwell in. We thrive in chaos. That's the nature of women. We can go any direction at any fucking time. We can pivot on a dime, quick. Our emotions can change and switch. Our agenda can change. We are able to be malleable because we want to be. We can shift. We can swivel. We can adapt. That is one of our great abilities. That's why we are manipulative. Because we can switch up. We can change. We can appear differently in ways that are not even perceptible by others. We can change up on a dime when it's in line with our agenda, when it's in line with our will. We can be different. And sometimes it's shocking. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. Men need to know that about women. We are not what you think. We are everything. We're choosing to expose or show parts of ourselves to you for our personal, particular manipulative agenda. We're all of that shit. Everything. Don't leave anything out. Don't put them past a woman. We'll be all of those things. We can be a whore when it benefits us. We can be a trad wife when it benefits us. Okay? We can be a good daughter. We can be a good church lady. We can be a teacher. We can be a preacher. We can be all of that shit. A hardworking woman, a kept woman, depending on the set of circumstances currently, and change on the dime. A lot of men think they know women. They don't know women. But y'all call it chameleons. You got them right. Y'all got that part right. But what y'all fail to realize, y'all just think the women's nature is stuck. It's not stuck. It's not fucking stuck. Every woman is everything. All of that. We will play every role there is to play in life. We will do all of it under the right conditions and circumstances. We are chaos. We just hide it with. That's why they be killing me. They be pegging me. They be pegging people. This is a good woman. This is a bad woman. Y'all write women off. Oh, she's a baby mama. She can't be any good. That's the best bitch you'll ever meet, nigga. That's the best bitch you'll ever meet. But you too stupid to see that. Y'all want to put women in all these fucking boxes. Women are everything. Women are chaos. We are all of it. She's got a low body count. She's a good Catholic girl. Okay. That bitch will never let you know she done fucked 100 men. She telling you lies. We are everything. We are chaos. If it benefits us for you to believe that, we'll tell you that. If it benefits us to put on a certain outfit so you'll think we're submissive and all of that shit, we'll do that. We'll whisper and talk low and shit. If we think that'll get us closer to our fucking agenda, we'll do all of that. We'll be whoever you need us to be to get to our desired outcome and to meet our agenda. That's the fact. Fucking fact. Women are magical. And so along with that manipulation, I'm going into the magical part. That's what I'm saying. Women are magical. I'm going to pull into the manipulation. How do women manipulate men in a magical way? In a beautiful way. I go back to the Shaktis. The Shaktis are battery charged up. Do you know that that same voice a woman has, she can speak life into you? As a man, I'm talking about some beautiful shit. A woman can speak life into you. She can give you a thrill. She can give you confidence. It's not about power. It is powerful, but it's not about that. This is the part that is not freely given. A lot of men will never know because women don't offer the magic easily. A lot of men don't even know about it. They sense it, but they don't know. Every woman is capable of being a magician. She has this internal magic where all of her characteristics and traits, her beauty, her age, her youth, her elderness, or elderliness, whatever. Because see, a lot of men want to say, oh, only anybody that's good is young. You are fucking fools. Women who have reached a certain maturity, baby. Look at these grandmothers. Look at the energy. Fuck the body. Look at the energy. They tapped in. They're settled. They're grounded. They've seen some shit. They know some shit. They have wisdom. They have acted on life. Life has acted on them. They are valuable. But these silly ass men, they only want to value what? She cute. She's young. You're stupid. Like I said, we are chaos. We are everything. We are the alpha and omega. We are all that ever was and will be. We will be all of that. Everything. We will play every role in this life. I don't care what bitch you want to put into a box. She's going to play a lot of roles you just might not know. Trust me on this shit. I got lots of females and friends. I know they business. I know they business. They will play every role. I don't care what you think you see. Women will play every fucking role, okay? In this lifetime, they will. So you put them in boxes if you want to for your own ego. You do that shit, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. This woman is better than that woman. This woman is okay. All right. Women are fucking women. Let me tell you that. And I'm gonna get to that when I talk about hyperbole. And these motherfucking passport bros. They got a lesson to learn. God damn it. Got a fucking lesson to learn. So manipulation, in a positive sense, it comes along in the terms of being able to speak life and offer magic to men and women. Women with their words can encourage, feed your soul. Women with their touch can heal and motivate and subdue. Have you ever seen a situation like that? A man might be drunk, he might be out of control, he might be full of anger, he's acting crazy, he's raging, he's doing all this shit, he's doing the most. And then a woman comes in and she grabs his arm and she says, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Her voice brings him down. He starts to come back to his senses. He starts to gain his logical sense and get out of his emotions. Women have the ability to turn men's emotions up and have the energy to turn men's emotions down. That's what I mean by chaos. Women are everything. We have the ability to incite every bit of type and form of emotion in men, in anybody. We can make you insecure. We can make you confident. That's why it's so important for men to be careful about the women they give access to them. I'm just being real. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful which type of women or the individual nature of the woman that you give access to your mind, your heart, and your body. I know I sound like a like like women be giving women that type of advice, right? But I think men are in a more probably dangerous situation than women would ever be. Because the manipulation that women are capable of, very few men can. For the most part, there's two ways that you can manipulate a woman, and you're not really manipulating her. Two ways that a man can manipulate a woman is by money and resources, or by violence. That's it. Just two. Just two. Women have 1,000 ways to manipulate men, and withholding the muse is one of them. Withholding the muse. Hear what I'm saying? Because women become muses to men. Women being muses to men is a form of positive manipulation. There are men who are what? Creative, inspired, highly intelligent. I promise you that every single man who is highly successful, he has some female muse somewhere. I promise you. It could be his mother. It could be his grandmother. Okay? It could be his wife, it could be his girlfriend, it could be his daughter, it could be a colleague. Every man who is successful, he is somewhere inspired and sustained. Listen to me, inspired and sustained by a muse somewhere. M-U-S-E, muse. He is inspired and sustained by a muse somewhere. You may not ever see her, but there is a woman somewhere inspiring a man to his greatness. Some woman is standing there giving him permission, right? Giving him permission to be great. And her voice and her words and her touch and her intuition, her protective nature, her maternal instinct, her ability to feed his soul. It keeps him going. It really gets him going. It keeps him going. Keeps him motivated. Her words will replay in his mind. Her visions that she offers him. I see you doing great things. I know you can do X, Y, Z. She breathes life into a man. She speaks life to his soul, and those things feed him, and it will carry him on through most of his days. The words of encouragement. He begins to embody. He believes in himself on a whole nother level. He feels the magic. He feels blessed. The woman has the ability of blessing. Y'all know that? The woman has the ability, that's part of her magic. She has the ability to bless. A woman also has the ability to do what? To curse. It's another level, right? That's the magical level of manipulation. You don't want a woman to curse you. Let me say that. You do not want a woman to curse you. Your days will be hard and your life will be short. You do not want a woman to curse you. When a woman curses you, okay? Talk on that magic shit. When a woman curses you, everything that could be simple becomes complicated. Things she knows about and is aware of, and things that she's not. Everything about your life becomes difficult. This is why it's so important to be careful how you treat women. There's an intuition, there's a magical force. So when you give them cause to curse you, and what do I mean by curse? I'm not talking about no stupid Halloween shit, right? I'm laying down some shit today. I'm a green pill some people. When a woman curses, when you give a woman cause to curse you, and I said you give her cause, not a bitch being crazy, okay? When you give her cause to curse you, everything becomes the simple becomes complicated. I would even go so far as to say, based on the tribal nature of women, that all the women around you detect that your energy is off and they're going to feed it. They don't have to know the details. They'll feed. They'll feed it. They don't have to know the details. Okay. Women, when they curse you, when you give them cause to curse you, what is a curse? That means your name and your face and your energy is marked. Marked. Everything about you, everything you do, everywhere you go, everything you could touch, be exposed to, carries a heaviness about it. Carries a heaviness. Heaviness doesn't have the ability to move, you know? Heaviness is stagnant. A woman will stagnate your life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When a woman curses you, your life becomes stagnant. So I would tell men, don't cause women to curse you. Women don't curse men easily either. We don't take that lightly. A lot of women, we know shit, but we don't know shit. We don't have words for it. I'll put it that way. We don't have words for it. We don't have words for it. It happens when we get mad. As we start visualizing. We start running stuff through our mind over and over and over again. And your face flashes in our heads. There's tension, there's energy buildup. And we think about you, your name and your face, your name and your face. And it goes out into the atmosphere. And then we start thinking of all the things that we don't want to work out for you. We start thinking about how we want you to feel mostly. I want this nigga to hurt. I want this nigga to feel. Dot, dot, dot. Same way he did me. We have this nature that is, what's the word? We have a retaliatory nature, women. We want to get even. But physically, we can't. So that's why we have this part. We really can't get even. We love to knock y'all ass out. Whoever, we love to knock your ass out. But that's not always been an option for us, has it? So the curse is a natural thing. We want you to feel something. And it never goes away quite. Mm-mm. It never goes away. It always lingers. The curse of a woman on somebody always lingers. And other women can perceive it. We can see it. And some of us, that's why we don't fuck with certain dudes, certain people, women too. That's why we don't fuck with them. There's something intuitive we picking up on. It's like a smell. You can't see what something smell like, right? It's a pile of doo-doo over there. It's a pile of doo-doo. You can't see it, but when you walk outside, you smell it. You're like, what the fuck is that? That smell. Something stinks. Fucking stinks. Your nose is picking it up. That's what I'm telling you. Women are intuitive. We can get around people. We can tell they've been cursed by somebody. Your shit ain't quite right. Something stagnant and weird about you. So sometimes men don't realize, especially if you've been a dirt dog, nigga. You've been fucked up. You've been fucking off, messing with a bunch of women, doing dirt, dragging hoes. You've been doing a lot of that. Your ass stink. Women can smell it. We can tell something ain't right. You done fucked over a lot of women. We can tell. And we don't have the language to say what it is. You just a no good motherfucker. I can't put my finger on it. I don't care how you smell. I don't care how you look. I don't care what you drive, where you live. We can tell. We can tell. We pick up on it. We pick up on it. You've been cursed by a lot of women, haven't you? All that fuckery done caught up to you. It may not manifest in ways that everybody can see, but women, we can smell it. We can smell the fuckery. Intuitively, we can smell it. And so some men who you say, oh, they should have somebody. They should be able to get some. Shh. Women smell the fuckery. We got no evidence and we don't need none. We can smell the fuckery. We're intuitive. That's magical. Women are fucking magical. We have intuitive intelligence. That's my third character trait I'm assigning to women. We have intuitive intelligence. But as far as manipulation, the positive part, you want to have women bless you, not curse you. Okay? But if a woman blesses you, a blessing goes forever. A blessing comes in the form of prayer. Blessing comes in the form of ease and access. And it carries and it goes a long way. And you have women who embody that battery energy of Shakti. You have women that embody that positive glow that she can pass on magically to a man. A lot of men will never meet it. They'll never have a muse. If you've ever had a muse, ooh, you've had something beautiful. A muse inspires. A muse supports. A muse gives you every bit of access to all of her gifts and talents as a woman. She allows you to freely battery up and feed yourself with no limit. Most men who are creatives have a muse. Successful men, they've had a muse. And the muse doesn't stay around forever. Not normally. It's for a time, usually. For a time. Some of y'all men who said, man, I had this good woman. Man, I had this good woman. Man, I can't believe I let that one. You might have met a muse. She's forever staying in your brain. You can't forget her. You can't put your finger on exactly how she made you better, but you know she did. You had a muse. Not a good woman, a muse. To the day you die, you regret not being able to keep her. You've met a muse. And so, what I'm saying, when it comes to women, we can manipulate men in good ways. We can give our gifts and talents magically as blessings. And we can, at the same time, flip side, curse your ass. Yeah. So, intuitive intelligence, that's the next one. That's the third one. So, I went over manipulative nature women. We are manipulative. We always have our own agenda. We are trying to change, rearrange, and create our desired outcomes. We always have an agenda. We are strong willed and we do not change. We are magical creatures. We are chaos. We can change on a dime. We appear as we need to present time for our own agenda. And intuitive intelligence, that's the next one. Intuitive intelligence. Intuitive intelligence makes up for our lack of strength physically. And one of the things that we have intuitively, this is something men just don't have. We have ability to tap into our feelings. We tap into our feelings. I gotta grab something. I'm getting this bathroom done. I'm so proud of myself. I got time to talk long as I'm cleaning up. But we have our feelings, and our feelings are raw, and we know how we feel. And people think, oh, feelings, that's weakness. No, no, no. Not for women. I'm gonna switch earplugs. Let me see if it switched over. Okay, I think it switched over. Yeah. Okay, it switched over. But women, we have our feelings. We pick up on vibrations. This is something men don't have. And when you have a woman in your life, her being in tune to her feelings, the feelings and the vibrations, the energies, all of that type of shit. I know it sounds hocus pocus, but I'm telling you what I know. Women have psychic abilities, and that is a gift they can extend to everybody who's around them. We know shit. You hear me? How does Candace see? Candace has been doing it lately. She said, "We don't know, but we know." She got the white folks saying, I was like, "Ooh, Candace been handing out curses." I'm telling you the nature of women. I'm telling you the nature of women. Y'all don't have to believe me. I see it everywhere in culture. And I don't think men can perceive it. I see women clearly. I am a woman. We are intuitive. We have intuitive gifts. I'm going to give you a perfect example. You think I'm lying? Men don't have this shit. This is the nature of women. Intuitive intelligence. And we're glad men don't have it. They don't need it. It's unique to women. And this is why women are chaos. We can tell you the vibes. We can share it with you, or we don't have to. We don't owe anybody. But if you're good to women, if you have a good woman in your life, you have access to her intuitive intelligence. That makes you stronger as a man. Yeah. So what do you bring to the table? Nigga, you can't handle the truth. What do you bring to the table? You can't handle the truth. You don't have intuitive intelligence. That's what you don't have. And that is something a good woman can extend to a good man. She can prevent all kinds of shit from happening to you because she extends it to you. I don't know about that. I don't have a good feeling. Yeah, they love to drag women for feeling. It's all logical. Logical to get you killed. Logical to get your ass in jail. Y'all ain't doing so good if you think about it. A lot of these men that's in jail, if they hadn't had a good woman beside them, she said, I don't think you should go there. I think you should leave that alone. You understand? Intuitiveness saves the lives of men. Women do that. Let me give you an example. Y'all don't believe me, Bob? We read energy. We read. You put A, B, C, D. We read. We read. We literally read energy. Men cannot do it. How do I know? How do we know? How do we know? How do we know? What evidence that women have psychic abilities? What evidence do I have? I can offer it to you. I can tell you. Think about this. When you were a child, didn't your mama say, and we ain't talking about no common sense stuff, didn't your mama say, I don't like so and so? Didn't she? Hmm? So and so, that ain't your friend. Your mama will tell you, that ain't your friend. I don't really like him. I don't like her. Mama should tell us about our female friends. I don't like her. They don't get no explanation. They say, I don't like her. I don't like her. We read the future. We tell you, you do X, Y, Z. X, Y, and Z is gonna happen. We say, don't go down that road. Don't do that. I'm not talking about common sense. I'm talking about shit they couldn't perceive. Have you ever been in a situation where you was going through hell? You were going through some change in your life. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, your mama calls. And she said one thing, how you doing? How you doing? And you can't lie. You can't lie. You can't lie if you wanted to. She said, what's going on? She hear your voice. And you trying to sound normal. She said, what's going on? I can tell, listen, I can tell something's going on. How can she tell? Argue with the reality. Don't argue with me. Mama said, I was thinking about you. What did they say? I had you on my heart. Feelings. She all the way across the country. And just at that moment when you was going through something, you ain't talked to her in 3 months. But today, she called. She said, you on my heart. You on my heart. And she hears your voice. How you doing? That's what she said. How you doing? How are you? I don't care how you try to mask, you try to pump yourself up, try to sound a certain way. She hears it. Her next question is, what's going on? What's going on? How do I know I'm a mother? I'm intuitive. Man, I got so many situations in my life where I stepped in and said, hey, I see something. I'm real intuitive. As a teacher, ooh, baby, I used to go up to my student, I say, baby, I see something. And them kids would come back some days later and say, Miss Freeman, how did you know? I've had to pick and choose too. I had to pick and choose too. Because you can't tell everybody everything because they ain't ready for it. I remember one time I had a family member and I got a vision. I got a feeling. I got an instinct. Came out of nowhere. Cousin living in a whole different city. I said, hey, I think so-and-so's about to get sick. He said, what you talking about, man? Or Sharika? I said, I just know it. I just know it. You need to be careful. I just know it. I intuitively know it. I know it. And you know how you know it because you keep saying to yourself, I don't see it. No, no. You fight with yourself. No, that's not what I'm saying. Yes, you are. Yes, you don't you see? Yeah, you go back and forth, back and forth. And you keep arguing with yourself. No, where am I getting this from? Why do I keep thinking this? Why do I keep thinking this? You keep arguing with yourself. That's how you know. You know it. You intuitively, intelligently fucking know it. I call that cousin, sister. I said, hey, tell him to be careful. Tell him some. She called him. She told him what I said. I didn't feel like I knew him like that. But I had the information. So I told her. She told him, you need to be careful. Less than a month later, this cousin of mine was in the ICU. And me and him ain't even close like that. He was in the ICU. Full blown fucking AIDS. I ain't talked to him in forever. How the fuck was I supposed to know that I was seeing him as sick, near death? I felt death on him. I felt death on him. I felt death on him. I've seen death on people before. But you can't tell people that you see death on them because they don't know what to do with it. What are you supposed to do with that? You see death on somebody. That's why you keep some shit to yourself. That's intuitive intelligence. Women smell death on people. We do. We have had so many women that'll say, you need to stop what you're doing. And that's all they're going to say. They're not going to go further than that. You need to stop your life the way you live. That's all they're going to say to you. They're not going to spell it out, baby. Death is right at your door. They're not going to tell you. They're going to say, you need to stop what you're doing. You need to change your life. Right? That's how that goes. But we smell death too. We smell destruction. We do. But your mama knows. The woman in your life, she be knowing shit. We have a sense of danger too. We can smell danger. Why? Because God made us not as strong, you know, not as easy to defend ourselves. So we have to actually be in tune. We have to have an instinct to pick up on danger. And this is, in my opinion, why the fuck women don't go to jail. That's what I think. That's why we don't be fucking going to jail. You don't see women having to shoot and kill and do all this other shit. We have a perception like, that's danger. We avoid danger. God designed us that way. We avoid danger. We don't like danger. It don't benefit us. Danger do not benefit women. Let me just say that. I don't know if it do. It don't look like it benefit men either. But danger do not benefit women. So we have averseness, okay, to danger. It has no benefit, and it does not help our agenda in any way. Danger. No. So when we see danger, we be like, "Oops, I'm going the other way. This shit does not benefit me. I'm not gonna get nothing out of it." And it tends to be even in the what do you call it, the the jail, the penal system. It tends to be that most women who are in jail, believe it or not, who have to go to prison, they are there as an accomplice to a fucking man. Believe it or not. I did some research. I did a Forbes magazine article back in the day, a long time ago, about the prison industrial complex and Jim Crow and all this other shit. A lot of research. A lot of research. And that's what I found. I was really big into the prison work, the prison industrial complex. Because it's a new form of slavery. Prisons for profit. I was doing a lot of work around that back in the day. And that's what I come to find. Most women are in jail behind their bullshit of operating with a man, committing a crime. Basically, women go to jail as accomplices. Okay? Women go to jail as accomplices. Women avoid danger like the plague. It's not our nature to want to be around danger. Danger does not in any way benefit women. It is not in line with any of our agendas. What is our agenda? To collect more shit, to be safe, to have a life of ease and prosperity. That's the agenda of most women. To be emotionally well. None of that is in line. Danger is not, none of that. Danger, criminal shit, going to jail. It denies us everything that we're built for. That's why we're not in jail. That's why we don't do bullshit. That's why we don't like violence. As in, robbing banks and shit. We don't do that type of stuff. That's just not, it's not our nature. It's not our nature. It don't benefit us. What is this? Oh, this is Lysol. So I say all that to say that women are intuitive. Last point I'm going to make. How about this? If you think I'm lying, anybody who's lived a little bit, got a woman, got a girlfriend, and you cheated. hmm How does she know? How does she know? Now, at some point, she might have some facts and some receipts, but initially, before she got facts and receipts to back up her intuition, something sparked in her. You will never ever know the nature of where that came from. Something sparked in her. This is back to that magical part. She's intuitive, perceptive. She got a vibe. She got an inkling, an intuition that something with you. There's some other female energy. Her man is spending himself somewhere else. Now, of course, when she first feels it, naturally, she's gonna tell herself, "No, you wrong. She's gonna go back and forth. That's what we do. We always go back and forth. What evidence do I have of that? That's how we get to the receipts. What evidence do I have of it? Because she goes back and forth. She knows what she feels, but she don't want to believe it, right? She knows what she's feeling, but she doesn't have any real evidence. Nothing but feelings. Them feelings go a long way with women. She feels it. She not only feels it, she fucking knows at some point. She knows. She knows you're cheating. She knows you're giving your energy and your attention somewhere. She can't put her finger on it, but she knows. Intuition. And so at some point, she starts looking for evidence of what she knows. And this is the point where the trouble began. This is where the trouble began. Oh, shit. I knew that thing wasn't going to stay up there. She starts looking for evidence of what she knows, and then she starts to get receipts. And the whole process, trust me, is an intuitive one. She don't know, no. She doesn't know, no. She can't know, no, right? What is this? What does this go on? Oh, it goes on that. She can't know, no. But she starts using her intuition to lead her, to guide her, so she can know. And a lot of people call this sneaky. They say, oh, women can be sneaky, sneaky. No, it's not necessarily sneaky. Women have intuition. She starts using her intuition to guide her towards the truth. Trust me now. Women do that. We don't even know what we're capable of. We use our intuition to guide us towards the truth. And the woman you cheated with, you told her a lie. You think she didn't know? Shit. No, I'm single. I'm single. I don't have no wife. I don't have no girlfriend. You think she not perceptive? You think she don't know intuitively? You think she don't know that you a liar? Shit. Shit. She fucking knows. She just might not care. She fucking knows. Women use our intuition in all ways, shapes, form, and fashion. If you've ever seen women tribe up on your ass, okay? That's some intuitive shit. That's intuitive. I've seen that too. Women don't even know each other. And both of them know they're being lied to and manipulated. And guess who ends up looking like Boo Boo the Fool? Because the two women use their intuition and they tribe up on your ass. Them conversations happen. Women start getting snoopy, start looking, sniffing around. He said he's married. He's not married, but I don't know. Let me look because I feel like he is. You hear that? I feel like he is. And they start looking for a trail. They start snooping. And then they find out, ooh, I found something. Every time you see a woman who then found out some shit, it started with intuition. That's what I'm trying to tell you. From where it comes, I cannot tell you, but it started out. All them receipts are being led by intuition. What I'm saying is true, no doubt. But what I'm saying is this. Them women will fuck around, and it'll be so crazy because it'll be one woman. I have a lot of friends. I've seen a lot of shit. One woman, for some reason, she gets this phone number. She got your phone number. And for some reason, on a particular day, she just decides to call your number. Just somehow, some way. Some intuition said, just call his phone real quick. And it just so happens that the time when she calls, the wife or the girlfriend is close by the phone, but she doesn't usually answer. He left his phone right beside her, and she looked down, and she said, oh, who's Regina? Oh, who's Bethany? Mm. And she decides intuitively to pick the goddamn phone up. And guess what? Bam! The tribe, these bitches tribe up. Hi, I'm looking for Justin. She already know when that woman say hello, that was his woman. Everything at that point is already written. It's already written. And then the wife says, well, who is this? Oh, my name is so and so. And I was calling so and so. You his wife? Yes, I'm his wife. It's a wrap for you, bro. They tribing up. If they got any fucking sense, they tribing up. You better ask Freaky Keke. You better ask Freaky Keke if you don't know. They tribing up on your ass. Okay? They tribing up. That conversation is not gonna go the way you want it to, brother. That conversation is not gonna fucking go well. Because what's gonna happen in that conversation is both of these women that you lied to or you thought you was fooling are going to come to the realization that you a goddamn dog. And before it's over, you're gonna end up cursed by both of them. Ooh, baby, you in trouble. And what you will lose out of all of that lying and shit, only God knows. All the blessings and all the curses will be mixed up in one, and you're gonna end up fucked up. That's the worst shit you can do. Get two fucking women that you done fool mad together, and they tribe up on your ass, boy. I would not want to be you. That's all I can tell you. All of this shit is led by intuition. I'm gonna say that again. All of this shit is led by intuition. I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Women are intuitive, and they have intuitive intelligence. If you don't know, you better ask somebody whose mama instinctually knew, and she called at that right time, or that girlfriend or that wife who knew your ass was stepping out, and you don't know how she know, but she knew. You understand? Spiritual and ethereal. Women are spiritual and ethereal. I've just talked about all of that, so I don't have to go into it, but they have a resilience about themselves. Women are resilient as fuck. Women are absolutely resilient. You can try to beat a woman down. You can try to do all kind of shit to a woman. A woman's nature is resilient. I'm not saying a man's isn't. I'm telling you, a woman's nature, her will to survive, is tied to her spiritual and ethereal resilience. I just say you can't keep a good woman down, okay? Spiritual and ethereal. She will use all her characteristics and traits, her intuitive intelligence, her magical nature, and her ability, her manipulative skills to sustain her in her spiritual and ethereal levels. That's her nature. Now, compassion and love, that is one that's very important for women. A lot of people call that maternal. I start to challenge the idea of maternal at this modern age. I'm starting to challenge that idea. I'm starting to realize that a lot of people take maternal and they try to make that motherhood, mother maternal. I don't know. I'm starting to think more and more that that's less of a mother energy. I'm starting to think that it's more of a creative energy, you know? I'm starting to think that it's more creative. We always like to think that women pour into stuff, you know, that women are creative, but I'm starting to think that that's a bit more, yeah, it may be more of a creative energy than it is an actual maternal, like motherhood. I'm starting to think it's more about creative. And some people would say, well, look, use the word nurturing. So I'll say women are compassionate, loving, and instead of maternal, we'll say nurturing. Nurturing. That's a good word, nurturing. We'll say nurturing, not maternal. We're starting to see that women are less and less maternal than we had assumed. And I'm saying that as a woman myself. Okay. So women have the capacity for love that you cannot believe. And that is why that gift that women have cannot be given easily, just like the magic. It cannot be given easily. We have this abundance of love in us naturally. We have the ability to connect to others, empathy, passion, being compassionate, wanting to help people. That's why the nature of our jobs that we do, you know, that's the nature of our jobs. A lot of us have jobs where we are helping people, where we're supporting people. We like to see people transform from a lower self to a higher self. We like to see growth and development. It's our natural nature, our instinct. We want to see things thrive and survive. Men are not necessarily interested in that. Men are mostly interested in themselves. Men are very pragmatic in their way. Men are looking to conquer something, to take something, to hold. We like to gather. That's different. We gather, gather, gather. You're a little squirrel. You like to get nuts. That's different. That's not the same as men. Men like to go to other men and take their shit. Men like to wrestle power and strength, and men like to dominate. It makes them feel full. Women, we get our energy from helping a plant. Imagine a plant that is dying. Our natural instinct, we look at the plant, we say, oh, the leaves are brown. I can make them green again. I see a child who's frowning. I can put a smile on their face. Women have a natural healing thing that we do. We're drawn to it naturally. We want to fix shit. And we do that through love. We do that through love. It's one of our greatest desires. It's one of our strongest inclinations. And you know how I know that is because I have a friend who's a lesbian. And I think a lot of times lesbians have embodied men, or at least they try to. And when lesbians try to become men, they are, in my mind, taking the aspects of manhood that they think are most apparent. And they try to like cosplay those things. And so one of the first things I have seen, in a distance, at least from my perception, is that lesbians, the first thing they try to do is get away from that natural nurturing nature of women. They try to cut off their feelings. They try to be hard, you know? They try not to extend themselves. Women will overextend ourselves. We'll die and go to hell for somebody's health. We will carry you across, you know, from a place of illness and heartache to a place of health. That's what we do. We want to see you well. Women like wellness. And we use love and compassion. We use it. It fulfills us. We battery charge. We battery charge off of that. It pumps us up. It gives us life. It gives us life. Giving life to others gives life to women. When we're able to repair, when we're able to feed, right? That's why a lot of women, we like cooking. We like building health and wealth around us. We like to sustain it. That's our natural instinct. And only I've seen in lesbians who are imitating men do I see a lack of that duty, that desire. Only in lesbians have I seen that. Women who want to imitate men. They try to disconnect themselves from feelings. They try to disconnect themselves from the desire to help, to heal, to pick up, to uplift. That's only something I've seen lesbians, they spend a lot of energy on that. I've not been around a lot of lesbians, but that's one of the reasons why I don't like gay folks and shit. Because your natural intuitive nature, you reject, and then you're all discombobulated and you're weird, and you fucked up. And I don't know how to deal with that. I don't want to be around women who don't know how to heal and help and love and have compassion. I don't want no women like that around me because something's wrong with you. This is one of the most strongest motivations behind a woman. It's compassion and love and nurturing, healing and health and wellness. This is what we dwell in. This is our shit. When we are well and we are healthy and all those around us are well and healthy, the world is a better place. This is the part we play in the world. This is our single most purpose. We know it. We embrace it. And that is one of the reasons why God gave us the ability to have a baby. If you leave it to a man to have a baby, he will find the job more important than the baby and leave the baby at the house and figure it'll be okay till he gets back, not thinking about its social, emotional, and physical needs and well being. Whereas a woman, she wants to hear the wellness in the child's cry, and she wants to answer the cry with quickness. She wants to soothe, she wants to be supported. This is why God gave women the ability to nurture and have a baby. Because we fucking have something to do with it, to make it well, to sustain it, to feed it, to keep it. That is not the nature of men. If you look in the animal kingdom, what do? Most of these men, they shoot their shot, drop their load, and they gone. Okay? They gone. They did their job. They're fucking done. We got to look no further than animals. And it is the mother who stays. It is the mother who nurtures. It is the mother who feeds and teaches and gets them to practice. It is the mother who gives the actual life to the baby. It is the mother. She gives it purpose. She makes sure it's well and it thrives. That is the mother. This world would not be the same if that was not the nature of a woman. These babies wouldn't make it if it was up to me. I'm just telling you. It wouldn't fucking make it. You can see all these fucking single fathers how they walk off. They don't give a shit. They send $10. They think they did something, and they fucking gone. Talking about my son. You don't even know what that. You don't even know what that child's day looks like. You don't even know their teachers. You don't know shit, and you don't fucking care. Men, if we're honest, have been taught to care, right? They have evolved to care. But even that caring that they have is very much tied to their individuality. It's tied to their family name. It's tied to having somebody to give their legacy to. It's tied to their own pride. That's my son, that's Junior. It's tied to being able to have somebody to look up to them. Men have learned to buy into fatherhood over time because it's an extension of their what? Their fucking self. It's still ego driven. Men are much more ego driven in that way, outwardly. So I say that to say that that component, that part of women, is the most raw and authentic part of a woman. Her love, her ability to nurture. That is her purpose on the planet. And most of her desires come out of that. And sometimes that might be that collecting thing, that collecting, nesting thing that we do. It never fucking stops. Maybe we collect and we nest in that constantly because we think there's somebody around us who might need this thing. I don't know. But we're always gathering shit, right? I'm still trying to figure it out. I be trying to resist it, but it's there and I can't fight it. Most women can't fight this need to gather, gather, never satisfied, gather, gather. Maybe somebody else has some ideas. I don't know. I don't know. But that's the most important thing to know about the nature of women. And I think a lot of these people that, do all this talking about pills and this and that, they never actually look at women for real. They're not looking at the real evidence in the real world that we live in. They are mostly looking at the things they don't like as it relates to their own downfall, their own isms, their own drawbacks, their own fuck shit. They're not relating to women as women really are. They're relating to women as it relates to them not getting what they want from women. And that's not honest. It's not fucking honest, okay? It's not fucking honest. Let me go get my broom. Okay, I am not doing, no, I could do the shower. I can do the shower. All right. So the next thing is tied to our senses. This is very important. Women are tied to our senses. We love to smell. Women love to smell things. We love to listen to things. We love the feeling of things. We like textures. We like colors. We are slaves to our senses. Okay, it's a lot of shit that men don't give a fuck about. Okay, and this is part of our gathering shit that we do. You know, women are gathering. We always gathering shit. You go into any store and go to the aromatherapy area. Y'all know who buys all the aromatherapy? It ain't men, it's women. I'm not going to get deep into it, but women, we are creatures of our senses. We are slaves to our senses. We always want to smell nice things. So we go and we buy all these candles and incense and cubes of melted wax that smell good. We pay $20 at the Yankee Candle Company. You know, we buy all this shit, these sprays, the Glade, the plug-ins, the this, the that. You got it in the car. You got it in the laundry. We women spend so much money trying to make clothes smell good. We would spend 30 fucking dollars on just stuff to put in the laundry to make everything smell fucking good. We are naturally inclined to that. Why? I don't know. We want everything to smell good. The products that they have, they can't be smelling like Clorox, like back in the day. They gotta smell good. They gotta smell like lemon and pomegranate and oranges and cinnamon. You understand? We are a slave to our senses. We are tied to our senses. Our senses feed us. We care about them. We perceive things that men don't perceive. A lot of men don't have any value behind a lot of this shit. This is what makes us different. We love a good smelling man. We love cologne. We like our perfumes. I think men only wear cologne because women like it, honestly. Men don't give a fuck how they smell, if you ask me. You ever been to a men's locker room? Goddamn, they don't care. They don't fucking care about smells. Women care about smells. We care about texture. We're the ones who buy wallpaper. We're the ones who buy fucking rugs, flaccati rugs, rugs with fur, and all this other shit. We like texture. We like touching things. We like shiny things. We like bright things. We like things that are glittery and they dance in the light. We like crystal, you know? We are slaves to our senses. It drives us. How many things can I gather? How much gathering can I do? This gets us to hypergamy. This tying to our senses is what gets us to hypergamy. I need to feed people. That takes money. I need to give other people things so I can be helpful. You know, people read hypergamy in a bad way. People want to read hypergamy. Oh, you just a whole gold digging bitch. No, you don't understand the nature of women. How do I feed my senses if I don't have enough resources? How do I buy all them Glade plugins? Them motherfuckers is $12.99, okay? How do I buy $40 Yankee candles? How do I get all these things that I desire and I need constantly? Because I'm never satisfied. This is where how so-called hypergamy comes from. Let's not call it hypergamy. Let's call it gathering. Gathering. I have to gather by nature. So why demonize me for that? By nature, I have to gather. Ask the fucking squirrel why he needs so many nuts. He can't tell you. Okay? Ask the beaver why he keeps building the dam. And he don't stop. The beaver will build the dam, tear it down, and build it back again. Okay? His desire to build is so strong. I know because I go to waterways. And I'll be like, this water was just going this way the other day. The beaver done tore that shit down and put it on the other side. I'll be like, this beaver is just busy. They call him busy beaver, right? There's certain animals. Ask them why does the bird sing? He has a natural inclination. The fucking woodpecker, that motherfucker go find a piece of wood, right? He can't fucking stop. Don't ask him to stop. That's his fucking nature. So you cannot sit and blame women for their ability or need, desire to gather. Women naturally gather shit. It's what we do. We are always gathering shit. We're gathering shit for our children. We're gathering shit for our family. We're gathering shit to eat. We're gathering shit for our own pleasure. And you call it hypergamous. We gather. Go shoot me. Like now, you see this? My bottle is out. I gotta clean up. I need more of that. Luckily, I got another one because I gather. You understand? A bitch that don't gather can't do what I do. I gather so much. Anytime I need to replace something, I just go out there in the garage and I get it because I gather. I'll never be out of nothing. This is most women's desire. Do y'all know that? While y'all talking shit, while dudes be talking shit about hypergamy and this and that, like there's something wrong with it. That's what most women want. Most women want a house where they have a closet or an area. I'm telling you, women don't talk to men about this. We want a room that we can go into, a garage or extra space, storage space in our home. And we can go out there like we shopping at any time. I have abundance. I have this many, what's that shit called? Downy beads. I got the pink ones, the purple ones, the green ones. I can pick whichever flavor I want. This is what women are after. Ease, comfort, the nest. I can go out here. There's so much gain. I can use gain. I can use Tide. I can use Downy. I can use anything, right? I have toilet paper in abundance. This is the shit that women care about. And they call it hypergamy. They try to pick at women for gathering. We're supposed to gather. We're supposed to store. We're fucking squirrels. We have the nature of a fucking squirrel. But y'all want to act like that's something bad. Now, of course, you have women who are not in their nature, right? Women who have been, somewhat led astray. These are the ones you're speaking on. These are the women who have become materialistic. Y'all call them gold diggers. They're not necessarily gathering. Okay, let's make a distinction. They're not gathering. They're not gathering. Those women, those women have likely not had access to abundance in their life. So the things they want to gather to them are the things that represent abundance. It's shit they can pawn if we're honest, okay? They want materialistic things because they probably don't see themselves as settled. They don't see themselves as settled. And there's some women, you see these what do you call level up women? These level up women, those are the type. I know I'm using and manipulating you, and I ain't gonna be around long. So as long as I'm with you, let me see how much material shit I can get because I'm not that secure in myself. I don't know how long this gravy train gonna last. So let me get everything I can get out your ass. You understand? That's different. That's a victim of circumstance. That is not the nature of women. Okay? And that's why I laugh at them. When I be seeing these women, they're operating against their nature. Talking about I'm leveling up. I'm using niggas to get by. I laugh at them. I laugh at them. Because I know something they don't know. It gets greater later. Ashe. It gets greater later. Who's this? Chaos. What's up? He said, what's green pill? That's what I'm talking about. It's a long stream because I'm cleaning my bathroom. I just cleaned that part. Now what I got to do? Okay, I clean that. Now I got to go in here with this shower. Oh, God. I hate doing the shower. I really hate doing the shower. I'm not going to do the shower because I got a machine for that. And it's going to make a lot of noise. I just sprayed it, so I'll close this door. Close the door. And I'll get to that later. So yeah, the green pill, the green pill. The green pill is guided by who? Freaky Keke. And what I'm talking about is the nature of woman. Because y'all niggas got it wrong. Y'all think y'all got it right, but y'all just reactionary. Y'all don't actually understand women. Most of y'all ain't been around women enough to know women. And I ain't talking about just relationships. I'm talking about how many of y'all really have had like really good, functional relationships in close proximity to women. Very few of y'all have. That's the truth. So anyway. So I just reviewed real quick. I talked about the manipulative nature of women, the magical nature of women, the intuitive intelligence of women, the spiritual and ethereal connection that women have to the universe. I talked about the compassion and love element, which is the divine guiding force, the whole purpose of a woman's life, and how we are tied as slaves to our senses. This is very important. And understanding the hypergamous so-called gathering nature of women. We are creatures of our senses. We are driven by our senses. Everything is about our senses. You men have no idea. You cannot understand how much women are driven by our senses. We're thinking about how things taste, right? We're always thinking about how things smell. It's a driving force. A lot of our brain and our energy is invested in the senses daily, all day. What we hear. I think women listen to music way more than men outside of like these young dudes in hip hop. I see women all the time just driving. They're taking it in. The music, the music, the music. They'll let their window down. I hear the gospel music. They be into it, boy. That's part of that ethereal, right? That ethereal spiritual connection. We use our ears. We use all of our senses to connect to the world. It's our driving force. Men don't talk about this shit because they don't know women. They only want to talk about the bullshit, the stupid shit. Men have no idea how much women are definitely all day taking in, feeding our senses. If you could compare men to women and how much we are in tune and use and tap into our senses throughout our day, whoo, you would be surprised. You would be surprised. It is so much part of us, we don't even think about it. I had to think about all this deeply. And you can see the evidence of it. Look at the markets, look at things that are being sold. You know, I would say men are, if anything, more visual. Maybe men are more visual than women. But outside of that, we like aesthetics. We like beautiful things. We're tied to our senses. Now, one of the things I want to say about being tied to your senses, a lot of times, a lot of people are saying, why is it that women do better in education than men? I would actually say that I think it has something to do with our tying to our senses. It makes it easier for us to learn. That's what I believe. I think that women find it easier to learn a lot of things because we are so tapped in to our senses. I think that we relate to a lot of things in the world. We make connections in ways that are creative that men don't necessarily do. Maybe we're more spatial creatures because we are so tapped into our senses. It's kind of like a feedback loop. Because I've been thinking about that. How is it that women do actually do better in education and learning at the earliest ages when we're most similar? Women surpass men. Women surpass boys. Women have a love and desire for learning. I have a feeling it has something to do with our dominant nature as far as senses are concerned. We're constantly feeding our senses. I think we also tie emotions to our thoughts, which make us better to remember things. That feeling part. So, for example, my daughter, I had to teach her about the Martin Luther King black people and how bad they were. That was part of the lesson in class. And my daughter, as I'm teaching, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, who's Martin Luther King? That's what he looks like. He's a leader. You understand leader. There are people who are different colors. I've been explaining that to her. Black folks, white folks. That black people treated white people treated black people bad. I tried to be as like scientific as I could. And I was teaching her and I was showing her Martin Luther King doing a speech. And then she saw the part in science, social studies, about the dogs biting the black people and spraying them with hose. And I said, look, Luna, do you see how the white people are treating the black people? They have dogs jumping on them and biting them to try to control them. Do you see the water hose? The fire department is spraying, the police are spraying the black people. This is how it happened. I look over, I'm just talking, looking at TV, where I look over and I see my daughter's eyes. Her eyes are just full of tears. She's crying. That's an impression. My daughter, because of that emotion, she's tied to that information. She really understands. She understands. She feels it. She felt it. She felt the insult. You understand? She has probably taken on in her mind, in her memory, an understanding of the civil rights movement that other boys, males, probably didn't get, might not remember. I'm just saying, I'm giving some ideas out here, some fresh ideas, a little green pill, because I have a feeling that men think they know women, they don't understand anything. They got all their data and their fucking science and their fucking charts and all this bullshit that's mostly reactionary to everything they don't like about women. And some of them don't like women at all. They don't know women. Women are a distant thing, strangers to them. Okay? But maybe, just maybe, that has something to do with it. That women perceive because of our senses, our ability to feel. We are slaves to our senses, our perception. That just maybe, on some level, our brain registers information through our emotions that is stained on our brain, which means we understand and you don't. That means we're better students. I would even submit to you maybe women are more intelligent than men because we have that ability. Men will never say such a thing, I'm sure. But we have an emotional memory. And maybe that's why we're not that good at fucking math, because it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, maybe that's why women don't thrive in mathematics, because there is no emotional, social connection. And we're always, oh, you got a job, you're a job in basket weaving, and you got a liberal arts degree, because we are slaves to our senses. And it taps into our emotional memory and our depth of understanding in ways that men cannot. So you have your space and I have mine. You go ahead and take your algorithms and your trigonometry and your technology. You take all of that. It works for your logical mind. I will take the arts. I will take literature. I will take social studies and sociology and psychology. I can take all of that because it taps into me. And so that's the mistake that men have made, trying to act like, oh, women are better at education. No, maybe you need to tap into what works for your nature. Maybe you need to stop studying shit that women tap into, which is women's nature. That's your fucking fault. It's your fucking fault. Okay? Maybe you need to learn different. Maybe you need to learn different. The information is the fucking same, okay? You need to learn different. And men need to teach boys different. That's y'all's fucking fault. And I don't need no goddamn Stanford study to tell me that. It's not the information. It's how are you teaching it to the boy? How are you teaching it to the girl? That's the difference that makes the difference. Women are connecting to their senses through their emotions, through their understanding. And that's why we understand. It's stained in our emotional memory. That's why I don't connect to fucking A plus B to the third power plus C. I don't give a fuck. You understand? I got no capacity for it. Y'all men can have it. We just different. We different. Now this part right here, violence. Okay, so I go back over it again. The nature of women, I got 10 points. Manipulative, magical, intuitive intelligence, spiritual, ethereal connection, compassion and love, almost also known as nurturing or maternal. We are tied to our senses, which probably makes us, on some level, more intelligent, able to understand. And last, not lastly, but next is violent. Women are fucking violent. I don't know what y'all men think. I laugh at it. And y'all hear me, I embrace my fucking violence, so I'm not gonna pretend. I'm too fucking old to pretend. I've been violent since I was a child. The nature of somebody will tell you everything about them. Little girls are fucking violent. I don't know why y'all don't think so. We are violent. Women are more prone to violence than men. Okay? Because what happens with women is we have a whole mental shit that's going on. Like I said, we have our own agendas always. And men don't think so. You think we're helpmeets? Bullshit. We pretend to be. Bullshit. Women have our own agenda. We're headstrong. That's why it tickled me when Ty City, he said one thing that I was like, this nigga knows some shit. He said women know when they don't care. I said, this nigga is dangerous. Be quiet, Ty City. You fucking it up. Be quiet now. You telling too much. Shh. He said women know and they don't care. He ain't lying. But men intend to sign to women that we're peaceful, right? That we just want to get along with everybody. And for the most part, we don't want no problems. Women don't really be looking for problems. But if a problem comes our way, we'll solve it. And the way we want to solve it, it tends to be violent if it was given a choice. Now, we are smart enough to know that there are consequences to our behavior. And we don't want anything to happen to us as a consequence that's going to take us further away than our greatest agenda, which is ease, comfort, and the ability to gather and take care of others. Anything that's going to get us far away from that goal, we're going to avoid. So that would be my argument about why women are not as violent as we would like to be. Okay, that's my argument. It gets us further away from our greatest agenda. But intuitively, naturally, women are violent, and I would say more violent than men. God did the right thing. God did right. God did right by not giving women strength. I've said that 1,000 times. God knew what he was doing when he made women have weaker bones, less muscle mass, just generally weaker than men. God knew what he was doing. Okay. He said, I got this here monster with a strong will, with the ability to manipulate, tap into the ethers, to heal, to curse. I got this whole monster over here who's capable of a whole lot of shit. The last thing I need to give this here creation, this here female monster, last thing I need to give her is the ability to whoop on the man's ass. If she can whip his ass too, and she's slightly more intelligent than him, she can tap in and see shit he can't see. The last thing that nigga needs is her whipping his ass too. The human race will not survive. She don't need no muscles. She do not need strength and power and endurance. We're not going to give her none of that because she will really have him fucked up, and this race will end quickly. If women are, if women with their violent nature are given the ability to, with power and enforcement, these men won't make it. That would be a bad design. Okay, men won't make it. God knew what he was doing. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. God knew what he was doing when he denied women the ability to whoop men's asses and be stronger than them. I swear to God, we'd be extinct already. If not, now I gotta move this stuff around. What time is it? Oh, it's 11. 11 what? 11:20. Okay. I'm doing good. You should take me a lot longer to clean this bathroom. I'm moving. I'm getting it done. Getting her done. Okay, now I gotta clean this floor. I'm sweeping. But yeah, men did not need God to hand women the ability to whoop their asses. That would not go well. Think about it. I gotta put the incense on too. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. Oh, okay. Men did not need God to give women the right and the ability to kick their ass. They did not need that. So God did a good thing by not making women too strong, right? That would have been hell to pay. Boy, imagine that. And the thing is, I mean, you get a woman mad enough, she'll try to whip your ass anyway, even though she knows she's not strong. We've seen that. I'll never forget. First time I saw some women be violent, it shook my soul like grown women. I was at the motherfucking where was I at? I was at the skating rink. And see, they got something called Sunday night. And that Sunday night was for grown folks. But they would let teenagers come and skate. And that particular skating rink when I was growing up. That was on the black side of town on Sunday night. So in the summertime, my mama would let me go to the black skating rink. Other than that, Friday and Saturday, I was going to the white one. But in the summer, when they had grown folks night, they played real good music too. On Sunday, she let me go. And so this is one of the only spaces that, you as a young person would have a chance to interact with other adults. But these adults, this was in the 90s. Adults was not coming after children, not where I grew up. They wouldn't be like walking up on you like, yeah, girl, let me holler at you. It wasn't like that. And we had a lot of soldiers and people who would go there, people who are in the military. So, when anytime, excuse me, anytime you got people who are military around, oftentimes that can mean that people have a sense of like what the fuck to do and what not to do. So I would say with the military presence and the sense of order that was at that skating rink, it was somewhat safe for teenagers to mix with adults. And the focus is clearly skating. And you come with your peer group and you skate with your peer group. So it wasn't an environment that was like, not conducive to teenagers being and mixing with adults. I just need to explain the background of how I found myself at the age of 14 or so watching. I watched four black women beat the fuck out of this black man. It put an impression on me. It put an impression on me. Um, I mean, movies and stuff like that back in the 90s, you had movies, New Jack City, people catch a beat down in a scene. That's entertainment. But this was raw and in my face. It like struck me. I never forget it. And it made me realize, that's when I realized that, like, yeah, women are violent. That's why you got to live a little bit to see some shit. A 20-year-old don't know a damn thing. They don't. I was 20. I ain't no shit. But by the time you get halfway through life, about 40 something, 50, oh, you done seen some shit now. You can reflect on the shit you done seen and experience. And that's one of the things that I always remember. And it's set in my mind that women are 100% violent. And I wasn't about no pills or none of that. But I let it be understood in my own mind, no matter what the world said about women, no matter what people perceived about women. From that incident, I always knew that women instinctually are way violent, more violent than men. I don't know what caused this man. I don't know what he did. The music was on. We're all going in our little circle, dancing, just dancing to the rhythm, dancing to the beat, having a good time at the scale, just doing our thing. And I heard a bunch of whistles. And I seen a whole bunch of those, what you call them, skate guards. They started taking off in different directions. They only move like that, sprinting and speeding from all directions when there's a fucking fight. And they were speeding and skedaddling all over the place. Whistles blowing. I thought, oh shit. And I'm looking, I'm like, what happened? And what do I see in the middle of the damn skating rink? I see about four black women, all different sizes, grown women. There is an object on the ground. I see big legs, okay? Skating women legs is what I mean. Because you seen a skating bitch, you know what I'm talking about. They got muscular fucking legs, okay? I see these muscular ass female legs pulling their skates back, balancing on one fucking foot, other foot in the air, stomping and kicking an object on the ground. I see the skate guards trying to pull these women. It's four of them. They tearing this nigga on the ground ass up. He getting his head stomped. They are merciless. Merciless. I mean, it's like a pack of hyenas ripping apart a fucking sheep. They tore his ass up. Them bitches did not stop whipping his ass until all of it was tired. Let me tell you something. Skate guards are skinny, okay? Most skate guards are pretty fucking skinny. They got tiny little fucking ankles, you know? They're petite men. They could be tall, but they're pretty skinny. They're not particularly strong and muscular men. They couldn't handle these women. These four women was wearing this man's ass out. And unfortunately, he wasn't a good skater. And this is why they was able to wear his ass out. Because he wasn't a good skater, he couldn't skedaddle away. I saw him pick his leg up multiple times trying to find his bearing. Every time he tried to pick his leg up, they kick his ass again. I'm talking about four women relentlessly kick, 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 all four of them at the same time. They was tearing his ass up. Them skating guys couldn't do nothing for him. They pulling and pushing and trying to get these women. And one woman moved, the other one stomp in and come stomp his ass some more. They wore his ass out on that goddamn. And I'm just standing there. I'm a teenager. I'm in disbelief. I'm like, oh my God, can he get up? Can they save him? I'm seeing his head bobbing every time they're kicking him in the side, kicking him in the head. These women tore that man's ass up. He got an ass whipping that he will never forget. He will go to the grave with. I hope nobody who knew him saw him get his ass kicked by the women like that. He could not escape. I saw him scrambling, legs and feet just every time he got kicked, he just fell on down again. They was kicking and kicking. They kicked that nigga so much. I wouldn't be surprised if they broke all his ribs. They stomped and kicked him so bad. So what's the moral of the story? Do not talk shit or do whatever you did to no woman that causes four women to kick your ass and you can't fucking skate. And because you can't escape, you can't escape. He could not skate, so he could not escape. They had him down. They had him on the fucking ropes. They whipped his ass. They literally kicked his ass. They didn't even whip it. And there was not one finger laid on him. Not one slap. It was all skates. That nigga got skated. But that taught me the nature of women. I swear to God. I said, damn. No mercy. Women are absolutely violent in nature. More than men, I think. Because we have a desire to conquer and control, or at least manipulate our own environments and outcomes. And when that shit doesn't go right, we get angry. We get very angry. And women, we're very vengeful. You know what I mean? Women, we're very vengeful. We're very vengeful and retaliatory. We naturally want to pay someone back the way they make us feel. And that can be by any means necessary. I think men do violence out of the need to control. Women do violence out of the need to repay, vengeance. And I think vengeance has more of a violent nature, you know, than anything. Because it has so much emotion tied to it. I know I'm very vengeful. I had to say that about myself. I'm very vengeful. Very, very vengeful. And I have to say this. One of the things that makes us violent as women, one of the things that makes us violent as women is we what's the word? We hold stuff and we don't let it go. You know, we replay stuff in our mind over and over again. And what we do is we make ourselves more angry. And so the vengeance grows. And I tell you, I mean, I think that women, we have a lot of self-control. We don't do any of the things that we want to do. I know when people say stuff to us that we don't like, we want to, if we could, we'd reach out and slap the fucking shit out of them. We would. We would do it. If we were stronger and knew we could win, we would slap the whole fucking shit out of somebody. If we were in relationships and men did stuff that we didn't like, we would just whoop their ass. I'm telling you, women, we would just go ahead and square them away. So God did right. Because we have a lot of violence that happens in our heads that never comes out and manifests in real life. Because we already know we can't do it. We already know we'll get our jaw broke. But if we actually thought we could throw down like equals and probably win, shh, Shit. Shit. A lot of stuff that we think and fantasize to do, we'd actually do. But men don't never know that that's the nature of women. You know, everybody thinks women are so sweet. We don't want to break our nails. Shit. Make a bitch mad, and you'll see. Believe that if you want to. And I've seen it. I've done it on YouTube. Go on YouTube, and it's universal, y'all. It's universal. It's universal. Go on YouTube and type in "wife beats husband." Type that shit in. Type that shit in. You will find that in certain circumstances across the world, I don't care, all that, women are submissive in Central America. See, I'm doing green pill. I'm doing some more shit. I'm telling some real truth. Men don't go that far. Y'all are just reactive. Just reactive. Just mad. I gotta find an explanation. I gotta red pill a bitch. Nah, you don't actually really understand women. You just responding to the shit you don't like. You don't actually want to actually understand. Men have this thing. Oh, it's only Western women that are violent or act like that. All the women in the world are submissive. You're fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. You're fucking nuts. Women get mad, and if we think we can, we will whoop your ass, okay? Period. We think about more than we ever fucking do because we don't think we can get away with it. If we could get away with it, we would. There's this video, okay, of this Russian chick. I'll actually post it. I'll actually post it. There's this Russian chick, and she's in a bar, and I read the history of what happened. She goes into this Russian bar, and one of the things that the Russian bars do, she's a German girl, and one of the Russian, I think the bar is located in a tourist area or tourist friendly area. One of the things that these Russian bars and these particular like tourist areas do, they're very well known for making extra money by cheating people. So these Germans and Europeans come there, and I'm not sure if they switch menus on these people or what, or they don't tell them about certain fees, or they feed them one kind of beer at first, and then they up the ante on the beer. I can't remember what the circumstances are, but basically, by the time they give you your your bar bill, you know, you just keep getting stuff at the bar. By the time you get your bar bill, you like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? That's what happened to this German girl. She felt like the bartender or whoever had manipulated the bill. And she was like, I can't pay this. She was like refusing to pay. And she started arguing with the guy. At least that's what the people who spoke Russian and German said in the comments. And so this German girl, she's been drinking. You understand? And so what happens is she has her faculties arrested in a way. Her good senses have been delayed. And that's the danger with drinking. Because see, your nature starts to come out more when you drink. That's why you'll see women will get more violent if they're naturally inclined to when they're drinking. How they say you get liquid courage? No, your nature's coming out. You're naturally violent. Well, her nature is to be naturally violent, as most women is, when we get frustrated. And it's always tied to emotion. We're not just walking around, I just want to cut somebody's head off. No, no, no. It's retaliatory. So this girl's embarrassed. She's ready to go. She can't leave. She's got to pay this fucking bill. And so she starts arguing with the bartender or the bar owner. And she gets in her feelings. And she starts talking shit. Well, he starts talking shit back to her. He's a fucking Russian. And they got a different code in Russia, okay? They are a little different in Eastern Europe. Western Europe, they're very, what you say, women-centered. Eastern Europe is different. They're not liberal like that. They'll knock your fucking ass out. Okay? They'll knock your fucking ass out. Okay. Gotta take all these rugs to the laundry room. Appreciate y'all sticking with me, those who are listening, because I'm getting some work done, which is good. Getting some work done. I got time. So anyway, now I'm cleaning the toilet. So anyway, this is a separate, smaller room, so it may echo a bit more. So anyway, this Russian, no, this German girl, she feels like, she feels like she's being cheated because she's got to pay this bar tab, and she knows that it's bullshit. And she's arguing with the bartender, she's arguing with the owner, whoever he is, based on what they said. And she's getting heated, and she's arguing. And when she's arguing, that's what pay attention, feeling slighted, feeling frustrated, becoming verbal. Had he ignored her or whatever circumstance, I don't think she would have got as angry. But when she's verbally talking to him, she's barking. The Germans already sound like they're being aggressive anyway, with the way that their language is. She's barking in German or Russian. I don't know which one she's speaking, but she's barking at him. And he starts barking back. They're both barking. She doesn't stand down. Like I said, the nature of a woman, we're very strong-willed, but her alcohol allows her to think she can. Notice that. It helps her forget she's in a female body and she ain't as strong as this man. The alcohol allows her to do that because she's drunk. And he's barking and she's barking and her will is strong. And she don't want him responding back. She wants to be in control and she wants to manipulate the situation. But it's not going her way. So do you know what Sister Girl does? Sister Girl gets mad. And she starts walking towards him. If you think about it, in the animal kingdom, it's a stance she takes. It's an attack stance. She doesn't even realize that was an attack stance when she went up the way she did. But he, as a man, perceived it as an attack stance. I'm looking at it, so I know what the fuck it is. That's the move you make right before you hit somebody. The way she's moving. He was totally prepared. He read her body language, right? That broad went over there, leaned in, barked what she had to say. She took her shoulder up, her arm swung around, and pow! She slapped him real hard across his face. That hand was quick, but he was prepared. Not within a nanosecond of her hand hitting his face, she flew across the bar, hit the bar, and hit the ground. That shit was so fast and quick, I felt bad for her. She forgot she was a woman. She tapped into her violent nature and she forgot that she was a physical woman. That bitch flew and he knocked the fuck out of her. And you can see her sober up. you can see that for just a moment, she forgot that she was a female who cannot fight a man and win. She forgot. But he reminded her. He did. But it's the alcohol. I'm going to blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. But if you are mistaken and you think that women are not violent, they are. There's so much evidence in the world of it. But women, like I said, our violence is not in and of itself. It is usually retaliatory in nature. It is usually because we want to inflict harm in order to get even. It is not violence for violence sake. Doesn't make it any better. I'm just saying. That's what triggers us towards violence. And we do not act on the violence like we would like to because we pretty much will get our ass whooped. But if God had given us the ability to whoop men's asses, they would be whooped all the time. And I have to say this. I think that men are so gracious. I think so, generally. In many cultures, men are so gracious because they don't whoop our asses. They don't. They try to reason with us and talk to us and shit. They could be whipping our asses. I tell you, women would not be as graceful. Women, if we were stronger than men, we would not. We wouldn't give y'all no space. We'd be slapping and knocking y'all asses out, and we wouldn't be apologetic. Y'all know women. We don't apologize either. It's not part of our agenda to be apologizing. We don't. I ain't gonna tell no lie. If God gave me the ability to whoop anybody's ass, men and women, I would do it. I'd do it for my own ego. I'm just being real. I'd be whooping asses and taking names. If I had some Devo abilities, if I could just pick a motherfucker up and throw them, if I was real strong, shit, man, please, I'd be a monster. But I don't know why people don't think that women are naturally violent. We are naturally violent. We just don't do the shit because we can't get away with it. That's all. It ain't for lack of wanting to. So that's something people need to think about. And a lot of times we're violent where we can. I'll put it that way, where we can. We will be violent. So if you see a woman, and that's what I was gonna say, go on the internet, type in woman, wife beats husband. Type that in. Since you think only Western women are violent, only Western women are violent. Okay. You're gonna see Costa Rican women whooping their husband or boyfriend ass. You're gonna see Spanish, Mexican women from the islands. You're gonna see European women. You're gonna see Asian women, Indian women, Arab women. Man, I've seen all kind of women across the world on the internet, on videos. Not that they recorded it, somebody else did. Women is whooping men's ass. We're violent where we can, where we're allowed to be. Okay, and it's universal. If you think I'm lying, it's only Western women that do that. All the other women are submissive. Okay. Go watch them fucking videos. Type in women and you gonna see women around the world. It took me a while actually to find a woman from the Western world who was whipping her husband's ass. I was finding people from every culture but America. I found more foreign women in these countries that y'all say they're so-called submissive. And that's a lie too. Women are not naturally submissive. Women are not naturally fucking submissive. Women submit or act like they're submitting because it benefits their agenda. I say that, I go back to their agenda thing. None of that's our nature. It's not our nature. Our nature is to be strong willed. That's the nature of a woman, to be strong willed, to get our way by any means. That is our nature. Our nature is not to be submissive, to give up, to subdue. Hell no. That's a lie. That's a lie. I talked about hypergamous, our squirrel nature. We're attracted to comfort. We like to gather things. That's another nature of a woman. Um, Women are highly sexual. Women are highly sexual. Men don't know it. They think that we're not. They think that we're. That's why people have tried to talk women out of being sexual. You'll notice that in most cultures, they got to talk women out of being sexual because we are highly sexual. Why? Because we like the senses. We are very intuitive, and it's part of our magic. So men have tried to control women's sexuality. And we see that across the world, okay? Men have tried to control women's access, women's freedom, because we have a strong will, and a lot of us have a strong sex drive. They like to tell themselves, women don't really like sex. We have to manipulate sex out of them. No, she's don't want to have sex with you. That's the truth. Men have told themselves that lie. She's not a very sexual person. No, she just don't like your ass that much. She's not impressed with you. That's all. All women like a lot of sex. That's the truth. Um, and if women are honest, we would tell people that, likelihood that we were into erotic shit at an early age. And I'm not saying real like early, but at an early age we were hypersexual, trying to sneak and watch shit we ain't supposed to watch, see what we want to see, curiosity, all kind of shit, all kind of shit. But men don't want to hear that. They want to believe that women are so, non-sexual and da 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 da. By the time we are 12, 13 years old, most of us females are very hypersexual by nature, by design. And it's only through cultural norms, guarding our freedom, limiting our access to things. This is the only thing that slows it down. Social cultural norms. And men have spent all kinds of time and tradition in trying to retrain women not to act outwardly sexual. Act outwardly sexual. Be perceived as actually outwardly sexual. But it is our nature, no matter what they say. Like I said, if men think, well, I've had a girlfriend, she wasn't having sex, like she don't want to have sex with you. Sex with you is a means to an end. That's all. Women like sex. And that's why, some of these dudes, they say stuff like, well, some women have certain men they want to have sex with, and then they don't want to be bothered with other men. Yup, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. Women like sex. They like sex with who they want to have sex with. And you don't own the pussy. You just don't own it. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Y'all don't own it. You can't influence it. You can't control it. Men have tried since the beginning of time. I mean, they do extreme shit. Hiding bitches away with locks. Good luck with that, right? In certain countries, they be cutting pussy lips off and, all kind of crazy shit. Cutting clits off. That shit don't matter. It don't matter. You can't change the nature of nothing. Men have done everything they can to try to manipulate the sexuality of women. And I'm going to tell you something. These women who are covered, these Muslim, Islamic women, bitches freaky. They friends of mine. They freaky as fuck. I'm just telling you, don't let that kimar and that fucking veil fool you. The shit they be wearing underneath them outfits, honey, please. They be wearing hoochie coochie clothes underneath that black big ass cape, okay? I'm shopping in Dubai. And I'm go look at Dubai, look in the mall, and look who looking at them tramp ass clothes. Look in Dubai and the Emirates or anywhere else you want. Go look at them women with black veils on, looking and buying buggy full of tramp ass clothes. I'm talking about the shit Rihanna wear, the shit Beyonce be wearing, fucking bodysuits, okay? With bedazzled diamonds all over the titties. That's what the fuck they be wearing underneath their outfit. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. Bitch is freaky. Quit. Cut it out. Their society requires them to walk around looking like a black cape. That still ain't changed their nature. You understand what I'm saying? The nature of women is the nature of women. Women are hypersexual. We are taught to tone it down, to pretend that we're not. And we do, so we can get along with y'all. We pretend. I'm a kind of woman, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm very hypersexual. I have to masturbate in addition to having a healthy sex life because I have to act right. And in order for me to act right, I got to do that. I've always been like that. Don't matter who I'm with. It keeps me together. You understand? Keep my attitude. Keep my mood together. So when you see some of these women that's out here that's angry and acting, it's probably because they're hypersexual and they're not getting enough dick in their life. That's the truth. If you see an angry women and bitter women and shit like they're not getting enough dick, we are hypersexual. There's a balance to that. You gotta have some dick pussy action. I'm just keeping it real. And if that shit ain't flowing, then yeah, you a bitch with an attitude. Yeah, yeah. But of course, if you think, oh, women, they don't really like sex that much. It's just something they do sometimes. Bullshit. Bullshit. You got women who literally assigned dick to some men. They got this guy they relating to, like that's the husband or that's the boyfriend, or some of these women that are single, particularly, they have this is the guy I go to dinner with, this is the guy I travel with, and this is my dick. I have a couple of friends I know about that. They assign dick. They just want dick, and the other two ain't getting no coochie. They just only give coochie to the dick. I'm just saying. This is real shit. Women are so sexual. They have siphoned out and assigned men to the role of dick and dick only. Seriously. But let these men tell it. Oh, women, they don't really like sex that much. They just do it because they have to. Okay. I got friends. I got cousins. I've been around a while. I'm a woman. I know better. Okay, so this is like almost the last thing. I'm almost done. Close to the end. Oh, that's the other thing I was gonna say about sex. Women are hypersexual, but one of the things we've learned in life is that we can use sex to get us closer to our agenda. We learned that a long time ago. I mean, is that not what the institution of marriage begins as? A bargain for sex? That's what it is. It's a currency. Sex is a currency for women. It's a bargaining chip to get a marriage. It's a bargaining chip to stay in a marriage. It's a bargaining chip. It's a bargaining chip. I mean, y'all can call it prostitution, hoeing, whatever you want to call it. You can call it all that. Women realized a long time ago that sex is a currency. And women will always use sex as a currency. I don't care how pristine and perfect a bitch thinks she is. If you could be a married virgin, bitch, you bargained your coochie, a new coochie to this man for your lifestyle. Okay. Women do that all the time. It is currency. It's currency. And so women know that. We're not stupid. That's why I love what Ty City says. He says it all the time. Women know, they just don't care. That is the smartest shit I ever heard. Women know, they just don't care. And women be knowing shit. We just play stupid. We play stupid a lot. We act like we don't know. We let men just assume shit. I mean, that's just the truth of it. And I'm not ego tripping when I say that. I'm just telling you. Like that's why I think pygmies really get on my nerves. Like I don't like pygmies. I don't like them because, in my opinion, they're the most retarded, manipulative women. You know, I don't want to say too much. If you're gonna use your manipulative skills with men, bitch, get something for it. I'm just saying. And a pygmy is a bitch for the most part who ain't gonna never get nothing from her manipulation. It's kind of like wasted energy. You know what I mean? It's very much wasted. It's wasteful. It's stupid. You get nothing out of it. You don't get no kind of agenda met. So being a female pick me is one of the stupidest things a female. That's a lower functional fucking female, if I'm being honest. That's why I said earlier, the only two the only way that you got a woman who don't have serious agenda is if she's fucking slow and dumb. And I forgot the other reason I said. She got to be slow and dumb or something else. But slow and dumb is what I'm getting at. Okay, so I was going to say the last thing, the next to last, I'm on number 9. So I've gone over manipulative, magical, intuitive, intelligence, spiritual, ethereal, maternal connection. Oh, I'm sorry, compassion and love and maternal connections. We are tied to our senses, slaves to our senses. We are violent by nature. We are highly sexual. We are hypergamous, which basically means we have a squirrel nature. We're always gathering and we're never satisfied, never will be. And then the last two is feminist by nature, whatever we call so-called feminist. I would call it strong will, having a personal agenda. And then the last one is tribal. That's the last one, tribal. So I'll say this. I'm gonna finish this because I gotta use some tools, and they're gonna make a lot of noise in this bathroom. Women, by nature, understand that submission comes at a cost because it's not our natural nature. Y'all hear me? Submission is something that comes at a cost to men because it is not the nature of a woman. So basically, it costs to be the boss. These men, well, I want a submissive woman. Well, you're trying to get her to go against her nature, so it's going to cost you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a woman's nature to be submissive. I don't know where they get this shit from. It's something women can and will do at a cost. Women are naturally freedom loving. I don't know if men get that, but women like their freedom. Women love their freedom. Women also, we resist boundaries. We do not like correction. We don't like correction. We resist boundaries. Sometimes people trying to so-called correct us is you trying to tell us how to be, and we don't like that. We have our own agenda and our own mind. And it's true that we know a lot of shit, but we don't care. And one of the things I'm going to use as an example is the passport bros. Women are natural feminists. They swear, oh, the women in Africa, they're naturally submissive. No, it's the circumstances. These women are doing what they have to do so they can get what they need to meet their agenda. Y'all understand? Now, how do I know what I'm saying is true? Because if you take an African woman and you take her out of Africa, take her out of that society, take her out of the circumstances, you're going to see a new person. You understand? Because women are naturally freedom loving, and we don't like to have boundaries, and nobody telling us what to fucking do. We have our own agenda and our need to gather, and we don't need anybody getting in the way of that, anything or anybody. That's just the truth. Men don't want to believe that. They really, really desperately want to believe that there's these third world women who care so much. They value you more than themselves. That's bullshit. As I said, women are strong-willed. We have our own agenda, and everything we do is meeting our agenda, whether it looks like it or not. Okay? We're always meeting our agenda. We may have to play submissive to get the resources, okay, to meet our what? Our agenda. We are strong-willed. I'm just trying to help y'all clean up y'all shit because y'all are confused. Y'all men are confused. Y'all men are fucking confused, okay? Y'all got shit wrong. How do I know what I'm saying is true? If I take an African woman out of Africa, out of her family environment, her circumstances, move her to another country where she has less boundaries, she's gonna start doing what? Dressing different, having different tastes. She's gonna want to explore. She's gonna want to see her freedom a bit more. You understand? She's going to want to set herself freer and freer and freer. She's going to want to explore and attain and do things. She's going to have an agenda. She's going to have certain things that she wants for herself. It might be education. It might be a career. It might be a lot of things. But her agenda is not in any way tied to the man that helps bring her there. Okay? And that's how you know that's the nature of women. Because it's very common among passport bros. That's how I know they actually do know the nature of women. Men just want to pretend they don't. They just want to pretend they don't. A passport bro is my proof, my receipt that men have to know that this is the nature of women. A passport bro will tell you whether she comes from Brazil, Argentina, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Africa, East Europe, no matter where that woman comes from, no matter how submissive or poor or poverty infested her third world country might be, if you bring that woman to the United States, a place where there are less barriers, less expectations, less restrictions, more freedom, guess what she's going to do? They know this. That's why they tell each other, whatever you do, don't bring her here. Now, if the woman's nature was just to be your slave and not have her own agenda and not have her own will, and all she wants to do is kiss Poppy's ass. If that was her true agenda as a female, if that was her true agenda, I mean, not agenda, if that was her true nature, I just finished my bathroom. Thank you guys. It's 12 o'clock. Thank you. That bathroom takes me forever. I just finished. I steamed it. Let me look. I like to look at the shit after I get done. I got to set an instant off in here. Oh, it's still on. I thought I turned that off. Okay. Is that off? It's still on. Come on now. I got to unplug this bitch. Man, come on. Okay. I got to walk across this wet floor. Okay. Unplug it. There we go. Now it's off. Okay. But that's all you got to do. If a woman's, if women, let me be clear. If women naturally, right, were submissive and did not have an agenda and a will, a strong will of their own, you would not have to safeguard yourself and this so-called relationship with this third world so-called submissive woman. You wouldn't have to safeguard that by saying, leave her where she is. She can't come to your home country. See, that's the truth right there. That's the truth of all women. They'll tell you that African, Indian, Arab, don't bring her back to your home country. Men tell each other that. The passport bros know they have experience in it. They think, because see, women will fool you. Dominican women taught me so much about the nature of women. I interviewed a lot of Dominican hoes. That's why I like Freaky Keke. I didn't met a lot of Freaky Keke is every woman. I didn't met a lot of Freaky Kekes, you know? But that's what the passport bros have proved. They've proved the nature of women. Any woman in the world, when you take away the cages and the threats, and she's offered freedom and opportunity, every woman is going to return to her original nature. No matter how submissive and sweet and nonviolent and innocent she has behaved and performed for you, put that bitch in a place where she can operate out of her own agenda, and you're going to meet a new bitch. Because the nature of women is not what you think. We are strong willed with our own fucking agenda, and we only cooperate with men who we find are worthy, and they have an agenda that flows with our agenda. And that's where the negotiation comes from. A man have to see, is her agenda in line with mine? And then she have to say to herself, is his agenda aligned with mine? Because that's the dance we doing. Why does these people try to, biblical or otherwise, try to say, oh, somebody's a helpmeet by nature? Shit. You crazy. You're a fucking nut if you believe that. Women always have our own fucking agenda. Some men we can get with because our agenda aligns with theirs. That's what they call marriage. But a lot of women, they don't need a man because they got their own agenda. And that's what's so interesting. Men be like praying. I hope they have a downfall. I hope that the winter comes and they can't get a job. Do you think her fucking nature is going to change? Really? Do you think less income is going to change somebody's nature? It's not. It's not. A woman is a woman is a woman. Bring that bitch from Brazil over here and see what happens. See, don't she be gone in 2 years when all the circumstances will change because her nature is not. Watch this shit. So the passport bros, through all their experiments with women across the world, they have proved to us that women are not submissive, not trying to be. Women are not trying to kiss your ass and be your slave. Women do not get pleasure. These bitches be acting. I don't care how your woman acts. They be fucking acting. Okay? They be fucking acting. And the least we could do is be honest about our acting. I like that role. That's cute. I like feeling like that. I like feeling powerful. I like feeling submissive. Let it be a fucking role. That shit ain't real. Okay? It's not fucking real. Nothing in the world says it is. Only circumstances make women perform. You understand? Lastly, my last comment. I gotta go. It's 12 o'clock. I got my bathroom clean. I gotta go. Tribal. Women are tribal. And I think a lot of men have found that out. We begin that way as girls. We group ourselves into tribes. We gang. You know, we're naturally tribal. We never grow out of it. Boys do. Women never grow out of being tribal. Um, our first instinct is to gather among ourselves, and we seek approval, acceptance, self-esteem, value. You know, we get a lot. We get good and bad out of being tribal. It has its give and its take. It's a support system. Men don't, they act like they don't need a support system. They do, but they act like they don't. Women, we acknowledge, you know what? I need people to care. I need people around me. I need people to help me. We acknowledge it. We're vulnerable that way. But tribes also are support. When we need, you know, questions, we're lost, we're concerned, we're hurt, we face loss, we tap to our tribe. We're tribal. I think men tap into tribe as far as it relates to family, but you see more and more as we get more modern, men are tapping out of even family. So it's kind of women driven. So in that way, you know, people say, oh, you know, the gynocracy, the women. Yeah, I think so because we embrace tribalism. Men try to be individuals, be hard, I'm by myself. You know, I'm a lone wolf. That shit doesn't benefit you. You only suffer because of that, being an island. It's a weakness of men, not being tribal. They try to do brotherhood, but the only thing they do is compete with each other and tear each other down. Women are actually very good at sisterhood when it's authentic. But I can say one thing about tribal that's may be hard for women. Once we don't like a bitch, we don't like them. Intuitively, we don't. Once we don't like a bitch, we don't like them. And we can't be tribal. So there's those kind of things that, you know, tribal has to be authentic. It can't be play because it's an inner circle, you know. So that's one thing I can say about the nature of women. When we have somebody we don't like, we really don't like. Y'all dudes get over shit. We don't. We are very distrustful after we don't like somebody. We got to kick you out of the tribe, out of the front seat, out of the inner circle. You're gone for good. You're not trustworthy. Women are unforgiving. Once our intuition, our feeling turns on negative about you, you're done. Men are forgiving, women are not. I think that has to do with our tribal nature. We only want people in the inner circle who are trusted, who are worthy. Okay, so there's quality control there in the tribe. Um, and I think women are more powerful together. We're good at building together. We're good at giving equality and fairness together. Whereas men, I think they tend to tear each other down. Now, I'm not saying we don't have any hierarchy within the tribe systems that we create. I think we do. And usually you'll find there's an alpha female in all things. One. Any more than one alpha female, people are bumping heads. Somebody got to stand down. And that's not easy to do for women, you know, not among two alphas. Um, Another thing I was going to say about the nature of women is that we have group pressure, which can be good and bad. That's part of the tribe. There's group pressure. I've seen women use tribes to keep other women single, and that's group pressure. That's sad. So you have to be careful as a woman what kind of tribe you join. These girlfriends, if y'all not on the same pages, having the same desires and agendas, it can be problematic. I had a friend who had recently got married, and some girls in her tribe, you know, especially you single, you got a single girl tribe. Y'all cope together till y'all get married. Well, the first ones to break out of the single girl tribe, they usually have a hard way to go because they're gonna constantly try to pull at you to keep you where you at. And if everybody ain't evolving into getting married and settling down, then you know people start feeling some kind of way. They start feeling some kind of way. They start telling you, you know, you ain't even with the tribe no more. What's up with that? You know, people don't want you to evolve, so you have to be careful. You know, your tribe membership. But she had a chick that was trying to, a couple of them, call you after the event, after the shit happened. Try to tell her, your dude was dancing with somebody and he was this and he. I said, girl, don't listen to that shit. I had to tell her. I said, you got a single girl tribe going on. And right now, they don't really want you to leave the tribe, the single girl tribe. So you're gonna have to keep your business to yourself and make sure that their agenda don't conflict. Like they're gonna try to do shit on time when you need to be spending time with him. You got to prioritize different. I'm just telling you, as a married woman, you got single girl tribe around. They're gonna try to keep you there. So be careful. Don't listen to everything. Don't ask them for no advice. Don't tell them your business. They need to keep you in the single girl tribe. So you got to change tribes too. But women are tribal. We can't avoid it. And that's one of the things that's made my life as a fucking event planner for weddings. That's why I quit doing weddings. The tribal nature of women. They all got something to say. Everybody's changing their mind. She's a bigger alpha than the other one. So what she says goes. And she got to get her all that group pressure and the politics of their personality. I said, you know what? This shit is too deep. Y'all don't pay me enough for all this. Navigating these tribes of women and all their different fucking agendas, button heads. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Y'all don't pay me for all this. No weddings for me. I'm good. Because you ain't just dealing with the bride, you dealing with the bride and her tribe. And that shit ain't no joke. That's the mama, the friends, the best friend, the cousin, the co-worker. Nope, sister. I'm good. I ain't doing all that. So anyway, um, what was I saying? So, the last thing is this, the pressure, the group pressure. That's part of the tribalism. So you're gonna always come in contact with that with women. The group pressure or the group agenda. Um, and expectations. Um, Women care about what other women think more than anything. Isn't that crazy? I have found my way out of the tribe. I'll be honest. I have found my way out of the tribe. I'm no longer, I think I found my way out of a tribe a long time ago. I had a group co-ed that I hung out with socially, but as far as the female tribe vibe, I got out a while ago. It wasn't never my thing. I don't know why. It wasn't my thing. I couldn't vibe with it that much. But the last thing I'll say about the tribe is that most women, they care about what other women think more than anything. And that's the tribe vibe. Women might ask a man, what do you think about this dress? To get a response. But ultimately, we care about what other women think. Is she hating? Is that bitch hating? Yeah, this a nice dress. We like compliments from other women. We get our hair done. And we do a lot of stuff to impress other women, to compete. We're competitive. That's part of the tribe vibe. That's just the truth. And women really don't, care what men like as far as, the details and stuff like that. Because men don't notice. I found that out a long time ago. I think I told my husband, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get my nails done or something. I got my nails done. He paid for it, of course. I'm too busy to keep nails. I'm a busy bitch. I ain't got time for that. That's a waste of money for me to get my nails done. I'm sure to be cracked and broke in one day. I be doing a lot of shit. I'm not no sitting around bitch. Anyway, I got my nails done and stuff, and I'm over for them like 2 or 3 days later. I said, hey, Pooh, what you think about my nails? I stuck my hand out. He was like, oh, okay. He didn't even fucking notice. Men don't notice that shit. Them little, bling bling, all that little weird shit that we be doing, putting all that stuff on our keychain, eyelash coats. Men don't notice none of that. They don't notice anything. They look at you overall and they say you're attractive or you're beautiful. That's it. What are the elements and what makes you attractive? They couldn't say, oh, it's because I noticed a little, jingling thing on her toes, or, she wears toe rings. Oh. Men don't pay attention to any of that. They see the totality of how you make them feel. That's it. The totality of how you make them feel. That's what men see. The totality of how you make them feel. So yes, our tribal vibe is what drives us to dress the way we do and do a lot of things. So know that about women, that we mostly live a lot of our life to impress other women, for good or bad. Anyway, I'm done. It's 12 o'clock. It's time for lunch. I think I'm gonna cook some spaghetti. Yeah, I'm gonna cook spaghetti. My husband, I think he just went to, I don't know, I gotta check on him. I think he just went, he told me yesterday he's going to Europe. So we'll see where in Europe. He has a place he aims for, but sometimes he ends up somewhere else. So I'm gonna call him. Actually, I'm gonna call him for lunch while I'm cooking my spaghetti. And I'm gonna see what his adventure has brought today. Okay, I'm done with my stream. May has presented the green pill. This is a very long stream. I do not expect anybody to listen to it in totality. I think anybody who's interested, maybe take 30 minutes here, an hour there. Critique me. Give me some ideas. Tell me what you think in the comments. I would love some feedback. If you decide you want to do any response to it, tag a bitch. Okay? Ashay. Have a good day.